Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in a moment.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in a moment.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in a moment.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in a moment.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in a moment.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in a moment.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in a moment.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in a moment.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Wherever you go, you can listen to the news. You can sleep with the blues on this wonderful, wonderful station. Just take a lively companion wherever you go. Take a portable radio. Take a portable radio.
Now, here comes the music.
Boys and girls around the world, you've been waiting for us. We've been 2 weeks away from you. Well, really, we just missed the 1 week, right? Was it just the one? We missed last week.
I think just the one.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's the show live from Studio C, coming to you from Central Phoenix on a lovely evening in Phoenix. Today was so gorgeous. Today was just stunningly beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, that too.
Wow, I thought
By the way, speaking of
Good job.
stunningly gorgeous, did you get your haircut again shorter?
a little bit.
Really?
No.
Wow. I'm enjoying it, but I was
I'm
like,
gonna be bald soon.
you know, well, let's, I don't know.
Maybe
It's
that's a
a
little
look.
too
I mean,
extreme.
Are
it's
you
a
gonna be Marnie O'Connor?
Maybe.
Just piss off.
Nothing compares to you.
Just piss off the Catholics. That's all that matters. By the way, the Pope's giving a 10% discount to everybody affected by the sexual abuse scandal at the gift shop at the Vatican. I think it's going over
Is that
real
10%
well.
off
Lovely.
tithing then?
I'm not sure. Well, now see, they
No,
didn't say
don't
that.
fucking push it.
No, it's just, get your
Settle down, Mark.
purses on
Give it-
fire,
Settle down.
Right.
all that stuff, those kind of things. Very
If
much.
you give all this
For those of you wondering why Al Perkins isn't here, he is so upset over
Distraught.
the distraught would be a good word over the loss
Devastated.
of a coveted Oscar by the one and only Glenn Close that he left the country and went to Australia. So that's why he's not
Couldn't
here.
stand it.
He was just done.
He said, "This is not my America," and
Fuck
just
this
got on a plane and left.
and
You
left.
drop the mic?
I got a text message about an hour and a half or so ago. He is in Sydney, and he posted a picture of a rooftop pool of some hotel, which I assume is where he's staying.
Sounds lovely.
And says, if you need me, I'll be at the rooftop pool. So
Smart.
that's where he is.
Does everywhere he go have a rooftop pool?
I think he
Yeah.
plans that.
That's
I'm-
part of the itinerary, like
Sure.
I'm not going.
Part of the little check boxes on Expedia.com.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi,
Rooftop
rooftop
Vodka
pool,
pool.
Sandy Bullock on the TV.
Well, that's just a gimme, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always thought
It's a
that was
requirement. I think it's a
just
requirement.
Sandy Bullock, Julia
Well, I
Roberts.
just carry my fire stick for that now.
Well, sure.
That is a smart idea. Just go with that.
Everywhere I take it.
Yeah, get their Wi-Fi and move on. By the way, Doug Wilkie will be joining us in just a little while. He is on his way from school now, from his job. So, anywho, that's where that's where we are. Also,
Here we are.
point of order, just for the household.
No.
If
Point of
you,
order.
If you should hear me say hi to somebody walking randomly through the house, or we in
Not
the,
Marty or Maggie.
we in the studio should hear a ruckus going on in the living room or other parts of the house. It's,
Burglars.
It's move-in day for the new roommate, and that started. And the funniest thing is, like, if I ever move out of this, like, I think we're all kind of in this boat. If I ever have to move, it's going to be a month and a half of planning. It's going to take 8 trucks
not gonna
and about 30 people just to do all of this.
Yeah.
He is doing it in
Oh my God.
2 truckloads of my little S10 truck, and one guy in a Suburban that brought his bed over. It
Oh
was
my
literally
God.
3 trips. It's done. It's over. He'll be back here probably within an hour, and it will be done.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, look at you.
You
I
know,
can't even imagine.
I actually think about that all the time because there was much longer in my life than many people where I could literally move at a moment's notice in my own truck. Like
Right.
everything I belonged fit in the back of my pickup, and I could within about 2 hours have all this shit packed up, like my
Right.
bed, furniture, books, whatever all I had, all of it gone. And sometimes I miss that. I look around my house and I'm like, what the fuck do I need all this shit for?
So what he is inspired,
Yeah.
what it's
I can go
inspired
with
me to
that.
do
Oh.
is because I moved everything out of the room that he's taking over, and I put all that stuff that was in there. It's
very
amazing.
accommodating
It's
of you.
amazing if you know how to play Tetris. Just in a certain way, you can put a lot of stuff in a room strategically.
I love
stack
that.
You're
and
talking to
put
lesbians.
in-
You think we don't know how to pack a moving truck?
I don't know
For
what
real.
lesbians know how to do. Well, no, pack a moving truck, right? But I mean,
Same.
just
It's
in the
Tetris.
bedroom, right? It's
Oh,
just
no, all
it's
of
a
it.
10 by 12 room, and you just fill it full of stuff.
No.
Shut up, bitch. I used to work for UPS.
So,
Duh.
sure.
I mean,
Atta girl.
So now the back.
as any good lesbian.
So the back room of the house now is.
I did construction instead.
So the
Same
back room
round.
of the house is just a clusterfuck right now of everything.
It
that
did look very busy
So
when I
now
walked in.
I'm gonna just go through it and purge stuff out, and we have to.
It's a good forced thing to happen. It really is.
Well, actually, it's funny that this has pushed me to do it. Everybody makes jokes about how I always have stuff. Now, granted, my house doesn't look cluttered because it was all stuck in one room, but now it's all out there. But I always make a joke about the fact that who do you call? Hey, do you happen to have? Yep, I happen to have 3 of them because I save stuff and I recycle
But like you
it.
said, how many people call you and say, "Do you happen to have?"
Right, a lot. It happens all.
really, I'm gonna start.
seemingly all the time. So
I do daily
We're gonna
just to
clean
check.
out. We're gonna clean out.
I'm like, what's the most fucked up thing? I Google, what's the most fucked up thing I can ask Clayton for? And then I call him. So everybody should do it from now on.
Do you have a digital switch, like a digital electrical switch, so that I could turn on and off, like a lamp to time it, so I could like just turn the lamp on for 50 seconds, then turn it right off? Do you have one of those?
You want to fuck with a kid?
Oddly, I do.
No.
Oh.
Oddly, I do.
Interesting.
And I'll tell you why I have it.
All right.
If you'll remember in the very beginnings of this show,
I do.
we had a timer, and it was an old timer from a black room or a dark room,
Oh my God, that's exactly what I need.
and you literally can just spin the dial, and it will turn a light on or off for however preset time you've got. Like you can just set it for however many seconds.
Is it seconds?
I think
Okay.
it's 60 seconds is the maximum. and you could just set
Because I
it,
only need like 10.
and it will just
You
do
need
it.
to set
and-
it for 10 seconds. And
right. Well, though I have one, but you can't have it because it's it's an
Alright.
antique it's a timer, and I
Well,
eventually
then we'll talk after
and
the
it-
show of what I have to Google to
and
like
it
find a new one.
buzzes, and the idea was that it was just going to be a buzzer like for games that we could do on the
Right.
show.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm not mistaken, when the timer goes off, you can either have it silent or it would make a old timey buzzer sound.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need one of those, but digital.
Why digital? If I may ask, does it matter?
So that it's because I feel like the analog would not be quite as accurate.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I want to be like precisely 10 seconds.
Okay, you need to.
I want to supply power for precisely
Okay.
this long and then shut it off.
I actually bet that's a pre-made thing that you can just buy. It's already done.
I think it is, but I can't figure out what to Google or what to look up to get it because every time I'm looking for digital timers, all I get is fucking like
Oh, for
lamp
your like,
timers for your like
Well, you-
your outlet.
or
did
digital
you do-
thermometers
Yeah.
or
Did you
something.
digital countdown timer?
I did not put countdown.
Digital electrical. You'll figure it out. There are enough you put enough keywords in there.
I'm
you're
working on it.
You're gonna still wind up with
Yeah.
dogs on surfboards at some point. But the point
Which
is,
is not a bad
No,
But you
it's
won't
not.
have to
Right.
wind anything, so it'll be digital. Yep.
Yes,
I
digital
am
dogs
on fucking fire
Digital
today.
dogs.
Keep going. Yep.
on fuego. There you go.
I'm in.
Wow, Jeezy
I'm in.
Pete's.
Oh, by the way, I do appreciate Amina's
I
comment.
was almost really stunned
Yeah,
that you
but when
actually
it's-
just had what I needed though.
Could Marty be any more
Awfully
gay?
close.
Is that the comment you like?
Yeah, because that has to do
Or
with
the
the
fitting
UPS.
everything in one vehicle? Oh no, that's you. That's for you.
Yep.
But you
Oh,
do fit
yeah.
a lot of stuff in your vehicle. Now
I can.
You have a larger SUV now.
I
How
do.
How is that working out?
Haven't tried yet.
You haven't tried to what?
To put
So
all
I
your
to
fit
fit
a
things
stuff?
in.
whole lot of stuff in
But
there.
didn't you transfer the stuff from the Subaru into this?
Well, I did, but
Because there's so
Is
much
there
more
extra
room.
room?
there's so much more room.
You-
You can't tell.
Oh my God!
I
That's
mean, there's like a
fabulous.
hidden compartment and
Yeah.
then another hidden compartment, and then you can cover that hidden compartment. I'm telling you.
Holy crap.
It's a goddamn dream.
Has anyone heard from Ernie?
Can we find
Nope.
her?
And then there's a silent space.
There's a soundproof
Yeah.
box at the very bottom of that hidden compartment.
It may or
Wow.
may not have come with that, but
All of a sudden,
well,
wow, that's very cool.
yeah, it's really fun.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I keep like moving there are two shelves basically. Like
Okay.
there are fucking shelves in the back of my truck.
Okay.
I love shelves.
My
Truck.
SUV.
All right.
Right, we're using truck pretty.
I know, but I'm
Pretty
just saying.
liberally.
But you know,
here.
I
You
did
know.
get. I found myself in a dilemma, and it's the dumbest thing to be in a dilemma about.
Yeah.
Because I legitimately have a truck. Actually, I have two trucks. One's in storage. One's my little white one, right?
Yep.
And then previously, I've owned cars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I drive, and I don't like.
Both.
I don't like to say. I'm not one of those people that like. Oh, it's my Jaguar. Put it in my Jaguar. Put it in my
Right,
Jaguar.
right, right.
Put it in my Explorer. Put it in the
Yeah.
Explorer. So. I need to learn to say my SUV because it's not a car. I don't like to say car.
Mm-hmm. I know, right?
It's not a truck. I've got to learn to say, my SUV's outside.
Just
it's-
call her by
it's
name.
Not as bougie as you think it
Or
is to say my
Endora, but it
Explorer,
just-
right?
Endora, because
no, right.
I have Pearl.
But I'm not right. Yours
I
is
have a
Pearl.
van.
And your van doesn't have a name?
What?
The van.
The van.
Oh,
Well,
that's how
see,
we call
and
it.
Well,
my
okay.
S10, my
Alright.
S10 doesn't have a name either. It's always just been the S10.
Yeah.
Since
okay.
mom bought it.
Oh, what
I
is
don't know
that?
what that is. It's
That's a large.
it's a killer bee. Just
Oh,
got hit by
got
a
mad, and now it's
Wow.
at me. What?
It's a bee.
Get the
It's a
fu-
bee.
It's a bee.
It's
I'm
a
not
bee.
worried.
Don't kill a bee.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, don't
we need
kill it,
those.
God.
No,
No,
since
we
it
need
warmed back up, for some reason the bees have started to
okay.
nest again in the
Okay.
chimney of this house, which
Well,
we're gonna have to fix
that's
that.
I
a lot
just
of
want
fun.
to point something out.
He just wants to.
Just
You
in
could just
case.
start a fire.
If it stings me,
Yeah. Is the rest of the
someone
show?
has like an EpiPen.
Is
I'll be
the
kinda
rest of the show going to be interesting? Is that what you're saying?
pumped. It'd be 2 instead of 3.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
All right.
Well,
then
Doug's
don't-
on his way.
Don't make him mad.
I was gonna say you'll be fine in a few minutes. Hey, it's down there.
Where is
Cover
it?
it.
Clayton and I can talk about things.
Where is it?
He's down in the crack over there
Yeah.
between the.
Oh, he's right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi.
Can you
There he
cover
is.
him? It'd make me more comfortable.
Welcome to Q-Talk Wild Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen.
There has to be a cup behind you.
No, it's.
God
we're gonna-
damn it.
Where's my?
Oh my goodness. Live on the air.
I
we're
know. This is
capturing
exciting.
bees.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So now Clayton's pulled
Jenny,
out
I'm
some
with you.
mini
Oh,
shot glasses.
You're good. You're good.
And here he
Don't piss
goes.
him off.
He's got him
Don't
in
piss him off.
a sandwich kind of a
Yeah.
fashion.
Mhm.
Don't squish the bee. My goodness.
Ladies
He's
and
right in
gentlemen,
there. He's
we're
between
not
the
going to
light
kill the
bulbs.
bee.
He's got the 2 cups.
We're just hoping.
Just
Oh, little
coaxing
guy.
him,
Little
coaxing
guy.
him right in there.
Little guy who could kill your sister.
What a champ.
Just
He's doing
whatever,
he's
doesn't
doing a
matter.
great job.
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Now
come
he's-
on, champ.
He's sweet talking the bee.
Did you guys
talking
ever
to the
see that
bee.
movie, The Champ?
No.
Oh my God, Ricky Schroeder when he was Ricky. Yep, and what's his face?
Oh,
Little Ricky. Oh, see.
real different.
And who was
We're still after the bee. We're questioning the
We have
sobriety
John
of
Voight.
the bee.
John Voight was in it. I was just over here talking to myself. I don't care. I always do. And
I'm
Faye,
invested in this
Faye
bee
Dunaway.
hunt.
Faye Dunaway was in it.
Under
All
the
right.
screen.
Oh my gosh, the bee has escaped
is-
the containment area, and
is
now
on
he is
the
under the
loose.
screen. He is climbing under
He's
the
cold.
computer monitor.
Okay. Thank you.
He's about to
Thank-
die.
just
He's about to get
cover
switched.
that
Oh, he's been
fucker.
covered with a
Oh,
shot cup.
we like that.
Figure out how to get him out.
Slide.
Oh.
Slide.
Yeah, just like.
Slide.
Yeah.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Hold on.
All right, here. I'll hold this.
No, I need this.
By
Okay.
the way, I
And a
do
piece of
have
cheese
a
here,
bug
and I got
vacuum.
another.
There we go.
I'm not gonna lie about that, Joe. I do have one at
All
home.
right, we've got the bee. He's going.
Thank you for saving me. I appreciate it.
This is stimulating
This
talk
is.
radio, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway, that whole The
All right.
Champ movie, you should see it.
I have him.
Oh, the bee has been
well
contained.
done,
Ladies and
well
gentlemen,
done.
the bee has been contained.
Can we put that somewhere where it can't come back in?
The bee is now
Oh my God!
on
Jenny,
his way outside.
2 cups, 1 bee.
Nope.
Isn't that
Jenny?
a thing?
Nope. Jenny.
I don't want to talk about it.
Jenny.
I'm so
You're
uncomfortable.
Go sit in the corner.
Yeah, but you should see
Go
that
think
movie,
about what
like
you've done.
because you know the you don't cry
I'm
stuff,
gonna
all
look it
that
up.
you don't cry shit.
I cry all
I'm
the time
telling
at
you.
movies and musicals.
Yeah,
I just
know,
don't
but I'm
cry
just
at real
saying.
people.
I know that's what I'm saying. But this, holy shit! At the end, Ricky Schroeder's like 10, and he's like, "Champ, wake up, Champ!" And when you hear him, you'll be like, "Holy shit!" Marty just did like E.T. phone home. She had that down pat.
Oh, what the
Wow.
fuck have I done here?
Uh-huh.
Look at all this that's happened.
Ah, good fucking imitation.
That was a really good imitation.
Well, of E.T., but you don't know about the other yet because you haven't
I'm
seen it.
looking it up right now. I got nothing better to do. Looking it up right now. How's the bee?
Well, released. He's
The bee has been released.
Did you
ladies
take the
and
bee to
gentlemen.
bee?
no, but she'll be outside. She's not home.
Oh, I see.
She's not even there. She's texting me today. Not home.
Oh,
The funny thing about
Good
when
for her.
B texts me to tell me she's not home, she uses her voice to text,
yeah.
and she always says in her text, "Joe, I'll get right on that. Somebody will
Yeah.
get right on that."
Yep.
In her
Hi, Mama Day.
in her voice to text, she says, "I'm going over to Steve's," which is her boyfriend. I'm going over to Steve's, and it always says I'm going overseas. Because the first time that I didn't realize, because
funny.
they've been on cruises
Yeah.
before. They've gone and taken a cruise and been gone for a week or so. And so the first time I got that, I'm like, I'll be damned. She's going to go overseas. Like, all right, that's
Good
cool.
for her.
And
Got
then
a
I-
passport?
And then, oh, I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's really interesting. So it took me a little while, and then I realized she didn't go anywhere.
She goes overseas a lot.
And then I
went
got
to
another
Steve's.
text message, "I'm overseas," and I'm like, "Oh, but it was like, I'm overseas. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning." And I'm like, "You're over at Steve's. You have a doctor's
Right.
appointment in the morning." Because Doug Wilkie just texted me. Yes, we're still. Hang on, Doug. Hang on.
We'll do it live.
We're gonna just call Doug.
Are we gonna call him live on the
I
air?
like it. Go ahead. Watch
This is
that
a real
champ thing.
loose
Watch
show.
the champ.
Call
Champ.
him. Yeah, we'll
Real
figure.
loose show.
We got a lot going on.
Champ. Wake up, champ.
Yeah, we're gonna just call him.
Just kamikaze call.
Anyway.
I like
Yeah,
it. No, wait, we're calling.
If you need a good cry, watch that fucking movie.
Yeah.
You can.
We're in.
see what happens. Hi, Doug. Yeah, we're already on the air.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew. I'm just getting ready to leave ASU. I'm leaving ASU right now.
Okay, well that's exciting. By the way, you're on the air with us right now. So we'll see you. We'll see you when you get here.
Hi, Doug.
Be very exciting. Okay, bye. Sure.
That was great.
Pretty sure he's walking very quickly.
He may be
walking
Thank you for
briskly.
Thank you for
Running.
listening to our new segment.
Yeah,
Phone a
Amina.
Friend.
Amina, I'm just not kidding. I'm with you. That fucking movie, you need a good cry. I haven't thought about that movie
God,
in a
I
very long
I
time.
completely have not forgot about or haven't thought
Oh.
about the movie in a long time. What year was that? 80? 81?
It had to be, yeah. Well, maybe even less.
1979.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yep.
Google, a human Google.
Here I
The
am.
year of birth. Is that right?
Negative.
You're 80?
78.
You're 78. Aaron's 79. I was thinking you were.
No.
I was thinking you were younger.
78 was actually the last year of the full-size Eldorado Cadillac. Not that anybody else really cares about
Also
that.
true. Yeah.
there's
The
that.
more you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
You lost the Eldorado. You got the Cat Carlson.
There you
Even
go.
trade.
Yeah.
walking
Even
out
trade.
of
Fair.
speaking of cars,
Yeah.
walking out of Fry's a couple nights ago, and there was a gentleman putting groceries in the trunk of what I consider to be just a beautiful car, a 1979 Lincoln Mark 5, 6. I forget what
Uh-huh.
it is. Just it's a boat of a car. Like the trunk, the
I'm sure
trunk,
it gets great gas mileage.
the trunk of your car would fit like our SUVs. Like it's like you could put another car in it, right? And I walk
Right.
out. I'm like, hey, I said, is that a 78? And he whips around and goes, 79. And immediately there was a bond. We
course there
talked
is,
about
yeah.
this. Oh, it's only got 54,000 original miles on it. I bought it. He got where he bought it. I have no idea where he found it.
Sun City.
Wow.
It's the interior is perfect. Exterior needs a paint job and a new top. But I was like, I just want to drive it because it's like a couch. It's like driving your couch.
Yeah. Oh.
It's lovely. But fuel mileage, no.
I don't remember what kind of Chrysler that we had, but we had a big old fucking boat.
Yeah.
And when we had to go, like in 8th grade or 9th grade, to the school dances, my mom, she was sober when she was driving, us.
That's
but
helpful.
she,
Us.
We
God
hope
bless
so.
her. But I'm just saying, no,
Right.
I'm feel
Pretty
confident
sure.
about that.
Like 80%,
I'm iffy.
I hate
68%.
Maybe 42, give or take.
Real confident.
Something, I don't know. Now the more I think about it, she was hammered, but she, she had to be. We would have like 8 people, like 8, 10 kids just would dive into the car.
Sure.
It was like the Love Shack kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, and then we'd all
Well, they got me a
spill
Chrysler.
out.
It's as
Yeah.
big as a whale. It's
Yeah.
about to set
Yeah.
sail.
It really was huge. I don't remember what kind. I'll have to ask my mom. Not that we care. I just thought, now I'm curious. The end. It was maroon in color. I do recall.
I'd still love to have something like just to piddle around here and there because again, it's just you're not in it for the economy. You're in it for the hood. The hood of the car is like from me to the wall. The the hood itself weighs
Yeah.
more than most cars today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is made out of like real
Oh,
sturdy, not
Right.
like fiberglass or something.
No.
Like your Fiero.
right.
Right? 'Cause
But
you have
however,
that.
the car that had all the fiberglass body was always the Vet.
Oh, that's right. Sure.
The Corvette had the fiberglass body.
That was never like a thing for me. You know how people like loved Corvettes and got very into
I like the late '70s ones. I drove
Okay.
one that was a nice 6-speed. Mom will remember. It was red with white interior, a 6-speed.
That's
It was
fancy.
lovely to drive. It was fun to have that power, but I am not built to get in and out of that car.
Right.
I can't. It's not
hard,
for me.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
for me.
That was perpetually, when I was a kid, that was perpetually on my father's wish list.
Oh, a Vet.
Like holidays would come around or his birthday
So,
would come around.
right.
And he's, Dad, what do you want? Red Corvette.
Was it a little red?
Was it?
So unfortunately, that poor man has received every version of an affordable red Corvette, down to the Corvette VAC,
Matchbox, sure.
the Matchboxes.
Yeah.
I built him a model one year.
That's great.
Like
Yeah,
everything,
I love
everything that ever said red Corvette
Yeah.
on it.
That
Okay.
did
This
not
man
cost.
this man has received. That wasn't a
that-
car, right?
Right.
Right.
Because my mother vetoed that.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
my mom
wait,
was like, nope.
Now at this point, is she still on the veto line of this?
Well, now he's moved on to ridiculous trucks.
oh, like
He's,
monster
he's
trucks or
abandoned
like
the sports car.
Okay. Oh, so
There
we're-
were some Camaros, which is the poor man's Corvette.
I had a Trans Am. I
Sure.
loved it.
what did you say? Camaros?
There was some.
Poor man's Corvette. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
I can
kind
see
of.
that.
Yeah.
Would that be like no? Is Trans Am?
Trans Am was the Pontiac version of the Camaro.
Right.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm thinking like T-tops. That's what
Right,
a lot of
right.
people had. The
Smokey and the
T-tops
Bandit
and
was a Trans
Oh,
Am.
yeah.
Right, right.
But it was
yeah.
basically the same body and
Okay.
everything of a.
There was
of
a very short-lived residency of a T-top Camaro,
Okay.
bright red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was
And-
it
and-
short-lived?
and then it got-
based on the fact that he was like, it's not a Corvette.
I think there was some domestic discussion
Oh, Mom won.
because it showed up unannounced.
And you know what, Mom?
God,
One
that's
of-
funny.
one of those things-
A domestic discussion.
One of those things. Went out for milk, came home with a car.
And I don't know your mom, but based on your shirt, I see your mom going.
I know it's a good shirt,
applaud.
right?
I
Yeah,
love
Nancy
it.
Pelosi.
I don't wear shirts like that anymore. But I love that shirt.
Yeah.
I've decided
That
that I
is
want to get a
funny.
picture of that and frame it like above my desk
I made it.
of Pelosi. I figure I understand you're a silk screener. I've actually
seen
heard.
that,
I've heard
that's
this.
It's a thing that I do.
I've heard this
Yeah,
rumor
it's a
somewhere
thing that I
before.
do.
It's a lovely picture. I don't know how you did it or what you did, but you've done a wonderful job.
Skills.
You got skills.
I took the original picture and
They're
then
multiplying.
made it better.
It's lovely. I'm very happy about it. Absolutely.
It's actually really
Absolutely.
fucked up, but we won't pick it apart.
No, I'm not gonna pick. No, it's not. It gets the message across.
Yeah.
It gets.
This one's a garbage shirt. This one didn't work.
I can't tell from here.
I know.
the best
That's
part.
good.
See, you don't know.
Yeah, I'm
That's
really
good.
I'm that good.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well played. Sir or ma'am.
Exactly.
However you self-identify.
Nobody can tell.
My God.
Depending on the day.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to start with what you did?
I
Have
Oh, in
can.
a
doing-
strange order.
I know. Just to fuck it up.
It's unique.
I like it.
What, the whole show so far has been all fucked up. We had
Please.
Wild
You saved the
Kingdom with the bee. Which actually, I do that frequently. If
Yeah.
the bees get in the house, because if the back door's open and they just randomly fly in, because apparently they're just dumb.
Yeah,
The
I
worker
agree.
bees. The worker bees. I always capture them usually in a clear Tupperware thing, and then I
Sure.
take them outside.
I am
The
just
flies,
I'm
though,
scared
fuck
to
the
death of
flies.
them.
Kill.
Yeah.
I
Kill.
my electric fly swatter. I buzz the motherfuckers. I don't care about those. Yeah. Well, it's been pretty much it's been the week of prep for that room. I had to move everything out. I painted the floor. I changed out a ceiling fan. Like I did a bunch of stuff. So that's occupied my downtime. Plus that the bars had other stuff and meetings of this, that, and the other. Because Street Fair is this weekend. And
Yes, it is.
Oh, God, love you.
And
I love
I
that.
can't wait for Sunday. Because that means Street Fair's over.
For Street Fair to be
Yeah.
over, sure.
Because
Yeah.
of Stacey's didn't even
It's
think about it.
just
Sorry.
it's
I'm
just
like,
a
huh?
mess. So
Yeah.
anybody that's local, which I can't imagine anybody right now listening to this that's local, what we have is
Cozy and
once
Jacob with a
a
K.
Joe.
And
once a year,
Joe
our
and-
little Melrose district, where I live 3 blocks from right here, they close down about a half a mile of one of the major thoroughfares here in town and block it off, and they have a big street fair. Several bars are involved and a bunch of vendors and whatnot, blah blah blah. Well, Stacy's is involved, and they have a pageant this year that's in the back parking lot. Lady Bunny will be here.
okay.
It's just a lot of stuff. It actually, for us, the setup starts Friday. And then I'll need to be there like at, I don't know, 6 or 7 in the morning on Saturday.
How
and it's
interesting
just
that you went
all
from one
extreme.
No, but I mean, you went from one job, one
Yeah.
position that was always a part of those kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
to now another one, different situation. But I mean, having to
But-
be a part of it,
But what I'm doing because of the whole setup
yeah.
is I'm running wire and setting up the computer
Got it.
systems.
Okay.
Yes, because he's got all this done, so I have to run wire and do all this
Right.
stuff, which is fine. But
and it's
here's
good
an
you're so
here's an
familiar with
interesting thing, and maybe I shouldn't float this out here too much. But a friend, remember our friend that showed up, David, that
Yes.
sat in the
Yeah,
corner.
of
That,
course.
Yes.
Right. I'm going to his office on Thursday.
You brought those delicious
the
ices
vodka
from
popsicles, which
Costco.
by the way I still have them
Yeah.
in my freezer.
Oh, I might have to have
Well,
them.
there you go.
There you have it.
I'm going to his office on Thursday for a little noonish meeting and a lunch, and I'm meeting one of the ladies that runs his office. When she found out my last name, it's her maiden name. So she wanted to meet
my
me.
bad, my absolute bad. I'm thinking of the right person. Yes,
The guy that sat in the corner that wouldn't get on the mic.
he wouldn't. He was not on when he was
on
here.
the show,
not here,
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
he
yeah.
just
But he
watched.
kept sending me things. That's why all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, was he on? But he wasn't.
Okay, I don't remember him sending you things, but okay.
Just via like,
Messenger?
here's this show, or here's this for the show. Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, he was on camera.
All right.
Digress.
So anyway, I'm meeting her. They also have a position to fill in this office, and it's an unofficial interview. She wants to meet me. He thinks I'd be a
Cool.
great fit for the office. We'll see. But I'm like, could be potentially a sweet to get out of said job like you're doing. I'm still doing that, but
Oh,
it
and
was because it would be a
be able
state.
to bust out your business casual.
It'd be a state. I hope they like black blazers and V-necks, because there's not going to be much of a variation.
Busting
in
out the
Yeah.
business casuals.
I like it.
I might go for a black
Maybe a
polo.
polo.
A black polo. We might
Yeah.
do
I can
that.
get you some.
I know. I bet you can. Bet you can.
Real nice ones.
Yeah, no, there will be no ties harmed in the application.
That's why I said business casual.
Yeah. So we
I'm
can
not
do
dumb
that.
dumb.
So we'll see what happens with that. That'll be interesting. Like I said, new roomies moving in, which again, a whole new interesting way of how that's all going to work and go. The cat's already freaked out. Well, the cat's freaked out when I moved all the furniture and everything out of that room.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
things
I'm
have
sure.
changed,
Like,
right?
Oh,
What's
what's going
happening?
on?
Yeah.
And now they're terrified and holed up in my room because as he's brought in a couple, the first load in his bed of stuff there, they're just like, oh, what the hell's going on?
Sure.
So that's been interesting to
Yeah.
watch them, but they'll be fine. They calm down with Jason. They calm down with Michael.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. Everything.
They'll be wonderful.
It'll all work out.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
I told him, they'll be pissing on your stuff in no time. Don't worry about it.
You'll
And
be fine.
And I reminded him, I'm like, remember, cats barf.
Right.
Be careful where
Yeah.
you step sometimes.
Watch where you're stepping.
There's
Wow.
that.
That's a good point.
But
That's a
it's
good point.
oh, it's all good. So there's that. Did you watch the Oscars with the boys over at Al's house, which we
You
talked
helped
about.
save me $400 and some dollars.
Oh my God, we'll get to. We do need to get to that. I want to find out about that a little more.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's very exciting.
we met it. We have a new friend named Patrick, not
Yeah.
his real name, who's in customer service at.
Do we love Patrick then?
Oh my God,
My
I was so
gosh.
fucking tired of Patrick.
He sounds wonderful.
I had to put the phone on mute because I was laughing so hard at Clayton's reaction to him, and he's
We-
like, "You're just too fucking nice
We
to
called for one simple question. I
people." And
just
we
need-
ended up getting a lot of money, so it's okay.
Well, you wound up. We found out that they'd been charging her for a piece of equipment she hadn't had for like 7 years.
Yep.
Wow.
Then
Yeah.
found out that she was eligible for all these upgrades of new equipment. So they came out and gave her a new dish and a new DVR and a new this and a new that.
The whole thing, all wireless, like so
Yeah.
it can go to mom's. They're all
Okay.
there's a little, like a hub basically
Okay.
that they use now.
Okay.
So there's the dish, but then there's
Wonder what
this
the reach
one
is.
little hub.
Do they tell you?
That I don't know. I
Okay.
was going to ask, but then Tomas,
Okay.
my new friend, he was sweet but difficult to understand, so I
Oh.
gave up.
Yeah.
But I took it because you know how savvy I am when it comes to anything.
Very
So-
technological,
so
yeah.
sad.
Yeah,
Right on top of the
real
rose.
super savvy.
Yeah.
Here's what I had to do in order to get DirecTV in my room.
Okay.
Does it involve a
picked
coat
up-
hanger?
I picked up the box, the thing, and I walked it back to my room. And
Oh,
with the
Carlos is here.
HDMI cable that it comes with,
Yeah.
I
Sure.
plugged that into the back of the little.
That feels like a thing that
the
happens.
little
Sure.
box thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then I plugged it into the back of my TV.
Yeah.
And then I just pressed play.
Oh well, look at you.
That's it. Like
Technological
you
diva.
just don't have to have any. It's all this great wireless
And
stuff. It was
you,
awesome.
Were you able to verify, because it was still a variable question, on the phone line issue?
Yeah, so I have all of that recorded.
Oh.
I told you I would.
Yes, you did.
I was like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah.
I'm pressing play.
Yeah.
And because I was concerned,
Mm-hmm.
how we had discussed, as long as one party knows that they're being recorded.
Right.
Well, my mom was there as well, so I'm like, "Mom, you're being recorded." Right before I hit record.
Yeah.
So I figured 2 out of 3 know. So
Right.
we should be okay.
But you're still right. This is
Yeah.
as long as one person in the
I
conversation.
just wanted to make sure.
All right.
I didn't have to tell the other chick.
We are not attorneys.
That's right.
Please don't take our advice as
No,
legal advice.
at all. But
Consult an actual
she said
attorney.
no. She's like, "No, you don't need one."
So there's how many years of
Maybe because you don't need it. But it was interesting when I did the Tomas leaves. Everybody's gone. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden it keeps going in and out. The TV. And I'm like, "What the hell?" So I get it set up differently, and I don't know that this would have to do with the internet, but without the phone line plugged in, it's a better reception or something if you have the phone line plugged in. But I was like, the phone line or an Ethernet?
I would think because
Different.
your stuff
Yeah,
is all
different.
wireless.
Because they're different, right?
Right. I would think that it's wireless, yes, to this
Right.
whatever the hub thing is. But I would think because if it can talk to whatever it needs to talk to via
Right.
internet, I still would think you wouldn't need the phone line.
Well, and that's what my impression was as well, because I think it's like if you have the router super close by, go ahead and plug that in, and it's going to go faster, which makes sense to me,
Okay.
I guess. But no, I don't want that.
Because I always understood the way I understood it back in the day. Now, granted,
But that's an Ethernet, not the other.
right. I just understood that the way that DirecTV used to work was that a request of whatever their Starship is, the requests went out via phone line, and you received the reception via the dish. But that was how the requests of channels changes and all that happy shit
Right.
used to get to their mothership. But now that you've got this box and all this other crap, I don't know.
Well, because the other thing was that the gal said, we were talking about how my uncle, we had bought him a TV years ago, flat screen TV, just trying to make it. I mean, seriously, he lives in Eagle Grove, fucking Iowa. Like, there's nothing there. So let's try to expand horizons by at least something you can watch on TV.
Okay.
And he was like, "I can't get DirecTV here." The fuck?
How can you not? It's a satellite.
That's exactly what the woman said. She's like, "It goes in the sky."
Right.
That's what people in the boondocks have it. you know?
Right.
But I think he was. Well, I mean, he's deaf, so maybe he just kind of didn't pick up on what.
Okay.
I don't mean that rude. I'm being serious.
Deaf people understand a lot of
No,
things.
but I'm saying he will. That's what I mean. I'm not trying to be rude. He pretends that he hears what's being said
Okay.
or selective.
Kind of like what I do on this show.
Fucking irritates
Seems-
me. What did you just
Yeah,
say?
What
see.
was that? Sorry.
So anyway.
All
yeah.
right. Well, I'm curious to see the new equipment and how long
Very
of a,
fun.
how long of a distance the wireless segment of the show will work.
I know.
Wow.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Wow.
Very exciting.
Yep. Yep. But I still have to get
Big
CenturyLink
changes.
out there to get the.
Oh, they haven't moved that yet, so they're
Not
moving
yet.
that.
Yep.
There's a lot going on at Marnie's house.
Very
Wow.
busy.
Busy, yeah.
I can't fucking
Wow.
tell you.
My
all-
gosh.
My counters are
All the
cleared. You
activity.
saw that.
Yeah.
Like there, it's very
Yeah.
my
Your
house
feng
is a
shui
little
is
bit,
very nice.
It has
Well,
it's changed a little
I don't know
bit.
about the feng shui.
No, not that part. Yeah.
No, but it's good. She's getting,
it's getting there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Has the cat moved next door yet?
Nope, that's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
That's tomorrow. But shaved, it looks like a fucking hairless thing. It's just we had to shave him. That cat.
Too
How do
much.
you- how do
Too
you-
much.
How do you go with that?
Clippers.
Do you just knock the cat out? I can't imagine a cat.
Oh, we took it to a groomer.
Some of them tolerate it.
Yeah.
Mom's cat wouldn't.
Well,
you
like
pull
no,
that-
Sometimes they
that
just get
fat
restrained.
Marge, that fat Marge Mac, the
cat. That's just the cat,
one-
ladies and gentlemen.
That's the cat.
Not my mother.
Yeah.
Don't say. Like, wow.
Yeah,
That sentence got
no.
kind of that escalated quickly.
Suddenly my grandmother's very offended.
I know. No, but anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, Fat Marge. We have to take her for like medical things because that bitch cannot. She needs some help.
Yeah.
So
All right.
we get her shape, but yeah, Harvey, he went and he was fine. He was a good boy, but looks funny, right? He
Sure,
looks like
they always do.
the cat, you know.
Oh, like a hairless
Oh,
cat.
The hairless,
right.
Because he's all kind of wrinkled. It just is funny.
Like a
'cause it's,
Shar-Pei cat. I feel bad also for Swiffer because for a while when I saw him and his hair had been cut and he could see. You could see his eyes, and now his bangs are going back. And I think
are.
it's unfair to him.
It's just not.
It's
he lasted for a very long time with them being like way down.
and he
there.
was like, "Wow, I can see the world."
No, he's fine.
No, he's not. I think it's animal cruelty that the dog, who has full sight, is blinded because you insist on keeping his hair over his eyes.
I'd like you to come and give him a haircut. That's the only way you can give him a hair. I have to
my
give him a
gosh,
haircut.
challenge.
I feel like there's a sedation method somewhere.
Oh, there is,
Can
and
you
I just
swaddle?
picked- no, but I
can you
just-
swaddle him in a
No.
blanket or something?
No, you really can't. I mean,
Benadryl?
I've 10, 11 years worth of giving that little fucker
NyQuil?
haircuts. No, I truly just got medication from the vet. And the vet.
You
they
shouldn't.
don't like
you shouldn't
giving-
take your cat's medication.
They
That's
don't.
weird.
I know, right?
You
Why
should get your
not?
medication from a doctor.
Like like Mr.
Mr.
Bigglesworth.
Bigglesworth.
That's
it.
exactly right, Jenny.
That's it.
No, you have to give them. It's like a puppy Valium or something. And the problem
You
is
mean
they
like
said
ketamine?
they had like 0.5.
Cat trip?
That's what he fucking needs is that. But they
it's
give
a
him like
animal
0.5
tranquilizer.
milligrams of something,
Okay.
and they're like, no, don't give him that, and then in a half an hour give him more if he needs more.
Okay.
What is fucking wrong with you? I gave him I gave him that little 0.5, and he just looked at me and shook his head, like, for real? Are we? Is that what you're gonna fucking do? You're gonna give me 0.5? Oh well, whatever. Fuck you.
Okay.
At which point, then I'm like, just drink all of them. I just started dumping them into his mouth,
That's
and then he kind of chilled
good
out.
medical practice there.
I'm just saying,
Wow.
he finally fucking chilled out a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe for a few days, whatever.
Oh, it's time release.
Has-
Okay, good for
What
him.
else?
Has the cat
good to know.
woken
No
up
one had
yet?
mentioned. So I'll cut his bangs when that happens.
Oh,
when
that
can
I
get
just
that.
was so happy for him. I felt like he had a new leash on life
Oh,
with his.
I
But I'm
like
bummed.
it. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
welcome,
I
Maggie.
like
Thank
that.
you very much for that.
So much puns.
So,
I like it.
so now
Hell
that
would
we've
be in hell.
now that we've figured out all our stuff,
Yeah.
Kat,
Cat.
I do have a question for you.
Please.
see.
I do have a question. How was the reception of it being there, and the response to it being taken away again? The popcorn machine at the Cobalt.
I honestly I missed it entirely.
Oh,
I don't work that day.
oh, it was just a,
It was in just for the Oscars.
oh.
It was a special guest appearance.
I see.
Sadly, for 99% of the adults, there's always the 1% who act like idiots and ruin it for everyone. So it's never coming back
Because popcorn
no.
wound up
Yeah.
everywhere.
because
I don't know how this goes. I'm not sure.
No, I'm just reading up there.
some Yes, well, I mean popcorn does end up everywhere, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like
Whatever,
somebody
sweep it
drops a
up.
couple of pieces, drops a couple of pieces. Two geniuses, one of which works in another bar, which was very kind of him.
Not Louis, I'm hoping.
No, not the Louis. No.
Oh, good. Okay.
No. He works in an open
I
bar.
was gonna say because he's unemployed.
A bar that's
He works in a bar that's currently still open for business.
Oh, good. Okay. All right.
But
good.
has for a long time and should damn well know better.
better.
They decided, mixed with alcohol, to begin disgustingly shoveling popcorn into their mouth and then spit it at people.
What?
No.
35 and 40-year-old grown ass fucking men.
No, that's
Yeah.
disgusting.
What in the hell?
Grown ass men.
No. I was waiting for you to be like
Yeah.
they were trying to throw it in cups or something, which would have annoyed the fuck
Right,
out of me.
annoying, but whatever. That's
it
some
doesn't
shit
have
that I
your
would
There's a
spit
whole
all over
different
it.
connotation to that than
Whole
spitting it
Right.
in.
different thing.
Well, that's
Oh, God.
that's just not right.
just awful.
Yeah.
And
well, you'll tell me off air who that is.
I
and-
was
Yeah.
I was happy to see because I was
Could you just write it down and show us off? Can you go like this? Because I don't really feel like waiting. Yeah, but don't show
there's
it
a
at the
picture
camera.
I'll pass around here in a second.
Okay, thanks.
Um,
I
There's a
have to know.
picture?
I
Of
have
course
to
there
There's
know.
a picture.
of course there
There's
is.
photographic
There's
evidence, ladies and
photographic
gentlemen.
evidence. There's proof.
They
Yeah.
posted it their damn selves because they're
Oh.
dum dums.
Oh,
And I missed it. Maybe I'm not
mid
friends with them.
spitting, mid spitting.
Luckily, no, just
Oh.
a disgusting picture with popcorn in their mouths.
Sounds like something that
I bet they're
But no,
excited.
Matt Mallory
I was
would do.
I was happy to
Oh, Jesus. As accurate as
as
fuck.
accurate as fuck.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Oh, these things all make good sense.
all
Matt
make good
Mallory.
sense now.
Matt Mallory. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to just keep saying his name because for some reason
Yeah, he's
I
not
think I
listening.
should. No,
Yeah.
he's not listening.
In any event,
That
so that
makes good
is,
sense.
if anybody's wondering why there will never ever be popcorn,
Popcorn,
again,
right.
you can thank Matt.
All right.
But luckily, the other party in that picture
Yeah.
had the good sense to send some messages yesterday,
Oh.
apologizing
Good,
profusely
Yeah.
to the ownership and to some staff that was there that
Yeah,
day.
because I can't fathom he would have killed somebody.
That's what I said.
That
I
That had
said,
to been his bar.
I said
Yeah.
it's Monday night. Is he working? We ought to go over there.
Oh, you don't say we'll stop by the old one there.
Saddle up, Cobalt.
Yeah.
We're gonna go fuck up another bar.
Yeah. Let's bring popcorn.
That's some shit we used to do.
God.
True.
Isn't that?
That's terrible, though. That's annoying.
Yeah. So anyway, it was never meant to be like a triumphant return for any length of time. It was only meant to be for that day.
Yeah.
And a couple of people's misbehavior cemented that idea.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Poor
Yeah, that
Jeffrey. I
really
looked at
is.
him yesterday. I'm like, why are you so bitter? This was your fucking idea. Nobody told you to bring popcorn back.
Oh, he's upset because it failed
No,
miserably.
he's very sour faced about it all the time anyway. No popcorn. Like, we even brought some in like as employees as a snack, and he threw a fit and put like a big no popcorn sign in the back room. And, oh yeah, it was,
Oh my God!
it was very it was funny to me. I don't know if it was funny to him, but
I didn't realize that he was vehemently opposed
he's
to the
very opposed to the popcorn. Yeah, he was.
Okay, I feel like there's a.
If it wasn't a
backstory.
rental,
Yeah.
I think he'd have smashed the machine when
Oh,
we left the
God.
old place. Like, very upset about
wow.
it.
That's
Okay.
terrible.
There's got to be some sort of a story, or maybe
You
as
know,
a child.
there just
he was-
doesn't. Everybody has a thing.
Maybe all the
Yeah,
maybe
fair.
like is
Everybody's
it,
got a thing.
no, I realize that, but I feel like that maybe some maybe other friends of his when he was a kid, their mom had popcorn. His mom wouldn't let him have
Like
popcorn.
deep in his subconscious.
Right, there's some
Right.
there's some harbored
I never had
harbored
popcorn.
angst against popcorn. Like goes to a movie like at a theater and sees people with popcorn and like twinges and stuff.
Maybe.
Twitches, freaks out. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Don't have to figure that
So
out.
yeah,
has
the
to be a
popcorn
Ixnay
came and
on
went.
popcorn pay.
It's a goner.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad. Sad, but
Yeah,
true.
we served the last of it to the patrons of the bar yesterday, and out it goes. It'll be
All
gone by the
right.
time
Well,
I get back to the bar. Things happen.
There's that. How is the old T-shirt business? What's going on? How are things with the Pelosi's?
Very, very busy. Doing great. I've got a couple of new groups in town that have reached out and said, "Hey, we need T-shirts for Pride coming up and
Nice.
for things." So I'm really just expecting
For their respective
for their
groups?
respective groups, right?
I love it.
All right.
Yeah, so there's plenty of organizations in town and plenty of them march in a parade and make matching shirts.
Sure.
And so I'm happy to do just a couple of them.
A nifty 50. That's very
Yeah.
nice. So just keeping busy.
Just
Yep.
keeping on. Yeah, it takes up a lot of my time. In fact, I'm getting ready to try and find someone to. There's a tiny little bit of business that I do that I don't really care for.
I saw your post about looking
Yeah,
for someone.
about looking
to-
for somebody to do like some website, social media stuff. It's work that I can do, and I'm always like game to help someone. And then like a year later, I'm like, oh, this isn't what I want to do, and
Sure.
like it's just getting to a point where it's not fair to the people that I'm supposed to be doing work for, that I need to find a replacement, someone who will pay more attention,
Sure.
and someone
Stay
who will
on
be
top
a
of
lot
it.
more invested than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's work that I don't like to do. It's work that I can do and will volunteer to do for you if you need a hand. And
Right.
but
if
it's
you
always very
volunteer
like
for it and then you can't do it.
right.
Right.
Well,
right.
but it's one of those things where I started doing it thinking it would be very short term.
Mhm.
And
And
now,
then it grows.
and then it's grown and good for them. Like they started an organization and it's growing and it's doing well and that's great. And so we do need to find somebody to kind of take the reins and take what I've been doing and go do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's good. And then that'll free me up to do even just more t-shirts. More and more and more.
More and
More
more
t-shirts.
and more.
The Hey Cat Empire moves on,
It
rolls
does.
on.
It
Hey,
does. It
Cat.
rolls on.
Hey,
Well,
girl.
that's very cool. I'm happy
Yeah.
to hear that. I did find out something interesting. Oh, I already talked to you about that. Never mind.
Okay.
No. Wait, did I?
I don't know. Tell me now.
Say it again. Say it again.
Via our. Oh, this
Oh,
was
our
this was
accidental video
our
chat.
accidental video conference.
Okay, so I thought I sent that. I'm not
No.
gonna lie. Like all of a sudden I saw this thing and I had my phone in my pocket and I went, "Oh shit, I'm calling them."
No.
But apparently no.
No.
So picture, what was it, Saturday afternoon?
No.
Sunday? I was at home at my desk. It was
Oh, okay, yeah,
Friday
it
or
may have been
Saturday
Sunday,
afternoon.
Sunday
Okay.
afternoon. No.
No, it couldn't have been Sunday.
Couldn't
I
have
didn't
been.
leave my couch. Had to have been Saturday.
Maybe
I think
it's
I was sitting
Saturday.
there doing show tunes.
Okay, it was Saturday
But-
afternoon.
Fine.
I was sitting at my desk, oddly,
It was a day
of the week.
of the week.
Recently. Right.
In
And
the
so I
last
always
7 days.
I almost always like have my phone right here next to me like I do now.
No.
Like we all do, typically.
Right, like we all
It's
do all the
glued
time.
to
Right,
us.
it's all glued to us. And my phone goes off and I look and it says it's a video chat
Yeah.
from Al
Al
Perkins.
Perkins.
And I was like, well, that's odd. And but
See,
I'm
mine
gonna
just
answer
showed
it.
mine showed you guys
'Cause
like
you-
the show.
Right,
Whatever.
because what he did is he accidentally bumped. He'd sent a picture to the cast,
Yeah.
and then accidentally hit the call the cast, and it just sent a video call to
Got
all
it.
of us.
So I never paid
So we
attention
could
to the
have
fact that
done
it
like
said
a
Al.
four-way video chat. But yeah, I
Right.
think I saw it said the show with Clayton McKee
Right, it
video
did.
chat.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I'll do that. And Al very briefly answered.
'Kay.
Like Al's picture was there very, very
but
briefly.
you and I picked up,
But we picked up and just stayed on the call.
and it cemented the link. So he was gone, and you never answered.
Yeah.
Which I said, well, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
No, but I thought I looked at
We're
it too,
amused.
and I thought, oh shit, I feel so bad. I called them.
I'm looking at my screen at her,
That
and she's
would've
looking at
been
her
funny.
screen at me, and I'm like, well, hi. Well, since I've got you,
Right. What a pleasant little call.
it was so funny. And you made a comment about needing a tripod for your phone. I guess because mine is all set and perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need it because I don't know. If,
No, because I don't enjoy the up angle.
oh,
I feel like I need a
Well,
I
I
feel like
gotta-
I need a better angle. I need a tripod for my phone just so that the video
I
chat
have
looks better.
Right, but I have
I
a
am-
charger.
I don't appreciate the looking
No.
up
Yep,
under
yep.
my
I get
chin.
it.
That's not
But
very
I have
cute.
a charger like this on my desk, so
Oh,
the
sure.
phone was just sitting in it on the
Oh,
desk.
yeah?
So that's where it was. Otherwise, you're right. I prefer an up angle with the lighting and all.
Right.
You know, oh yeah.
We need to glamour shots this shit. If
goddamn
we're
right.
gonna start
Fuck
doing video
yeah.
chats, I'm
Yeah.
not opposed. I just need
Because
I
it's
just need
hard
to set
walk
it up.
around like this the whole time.
Right.
And more people should. Let me tell you,
I think they should.
I'm gonna take a little tiny departure,
Oh, well, no,
Please do.
it's your segment.
and I'm gonna
Fuck, I don't care. We're ahead of time because Al's not here. What do we
I
care?
want to speak to the people who regularly do things like
Yes.
live streaming auctions or whatever
yeah.
else they're live streaming with their phone.
A lot of jewelry auctions.
A lot of jewelry
locally.
auctions.
Yeah.
Like pick
I
the
didn't
phone
know.
up.
Sure.
I don't need to look up your nose.
We don't
Mount
need to
it,
see that.
mount it up here. Just what's
Sure.
the
Yeah. A little tripod, put it on a shelf. I
right?
don't care what
a
the
shelf
fuck you
is a
do.
lovely. Or you
Just
can
do
actually,
something.
You can buy brackets
Yeah.
like these and move
And
it
it's-
around.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, that's a little fancy, but still.
I'm just saying.
And
But
it's
you
not
can.
even it's not even
And that'd
just
be
the jewelry
great.
people. Like
Yeah.
there are people in a lot of industries that I kind of follow and
Yeah.
do really informative live stream kind of things. You know, a lot of screen printing.
Not like this. This
No.
isn't
Not at
informative
all like
No,
this.
no.
No, but I follow a lot of screen
Yeah.
printing stuff and a lot of guys that have been, doing that professionally for a long time. They have tips and things and
Right.
they'll go live and say, this is the cool thing I'm looking at.
Well, do it live.
And that's a thing that I want to watch. But
Right.
invariably, they have their phones like almost down here in their lap. So they're
Right.
looking down at the phone and it just
Right.
creeps me out. Just
Right.
pick it up. Pick it up. That's all. Yeah, that
That's
was
fair.
very exciting. That
Yeah.
impromptu
Well, now I
video
wish I
chat,
had
though.
answered.
You
'Cause
should have. That would've
because
been wonderful.
Honest to God, how could I answer when I thought I was calling?
But probably had a little green button you could have pushed.
I pushed whatever would make it stop. Because I thought,
I
oh,
just
fuck, they're gonna-
answered,
in
and
pro-
Al basically went, "What the fuck is going on?" and hung up.
Hung up. But by that time, she had answered and I had answered, so we had a solid connection.
You
there.
do realize that at some point I would have, had I gotten on to that video chat this whole time until right now, I would have thought that I had initiated that
Oh,
call.
no. It was Alfie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Al did it all by himself.
All right. Well, I feel better.
And then he texts me later. Do you text both of us or messages? Like, apparently
I
I'm
don't
just
remember.
butt dialing everybody today or something.
Oh no, I think he just texted you.
Yeah, like, yeah, you're calling everybody, girl.
Listen, if
Oh,
you
that's
accidentally
funny.
video chat someone, just stay on the call. Say
just
hey.
stay.
Just
Yeah,
say hey.
apparently. Okay.
Hi there.
I'm out running errands. Called
Yeah.
you by accident.
I
How
know.
you doing?
Right.
In fact, he might have been at Total Wine
That's
making a
funny.
run for Sunday. No, because he did all his booze run on Sunday.
He was doing.
For
He
all
was
that.
in the car. He was doing some kind of errand. I don't
Very
know.
busy boy. He's
That
got a
is
lot going on.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
But yeah, new rule: if
Yeah.
you accidentally
Just
video
go
call
for it.
someone, just stay on the call.
Stay on the call.
Okay.
You never know what's going to happen.
Right.
That's true.
Could be a lovely
Good thing.
conversation
You
with
never,
friends.
and
Yeah.
if they answer, you never know what they're going to be in the middle of.
Yeah, good call. That's fair.
Where are you? Oh, I'm shaving my
Nah.
cat. I mean, that could depending
Could
on
be a thing.
depending on what's going on.
Sitting at my desk making show tunes.
Yeah.
It
Very
sure
exciting.
could be.
Yeah.
It sure could be. Wouldn't that be something?
It wasn't. I kind of did think it was funny though that you and I are both sitting at our desks doing other work, and all of a sudden we're just ready to go.
Yeah.
You know what?
yeah.
Every Saturday afternoon, that's where I can be found. If you want a video chat, by all means,
Sure.
because I'm going to be
and,
sitting at my
and
desk.
maybe now I will. That's,
And I
that's
have a
fantastic.
tripod that I'm going to put closer to my desk
Yes. Well, duh.
for just such occasions.
because
yeah.
of that. Mhm.
Actually, you know what? I'd be happy to give you if you want.
My goodness. Gifts.
Well, I have an arm with a little bracket that has a phone holder. You could.
Shut up.
I'd give you the shirt off my back. He's gonna give you his whole fucking arm. God damn, that's a good friend.
Yeah, it's true. It is a nice shirt,
It's just.
I didn't
Wow.
say this shirt.
though. Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
Fair,
I'm
different.
just saying.
I'm
That's-
gonna need to see the
All of a
shirt.
sudden she
Fussy
got
little fucker, aren't you?
all of a sudden she's real possessive about her fucking shirt.
I'm gonna need to see.
By the way, I
shirt
didn't say
first.
sweatshirt. Shirt. Different.
Well, I haven't seen that shirt. I don't know
Wow.
if I want it or not.
You would. It's a Breakfast Club.
I'm not that old. No, I hate 80s movies.
It's a criminal, and
I don't know
it's
anything
good.
about that.
I hate 80s movies.
It's true.
That's
That
terrible.
whole Molly Ringwald genre, I'm like, ugh.
Oh my
kill
God!
me.
Everything John Hughes.
I just wanted her to get a tan.
Everything John Hughes.
I needed her to get a tan. That's all I needed from her. That's
That
really
was
what I
fair.
needed.
That's fair.
That's what I needed.
So yeah, so you guys didn't get to see the videos though, because I did send you videos when I was
Oh, the
at
Michelle Obama.
We
That
did
was-
see those. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I watched them.
Not,
We-
but
we
not
didn't-
on air.
We didn't air
No.
them. No,
Yeah.
but we had
Yeah.
them. Sure.
I looked at them with
So
my eyes.
Cool.
I hear a
That
rustle
was-
in the kitchen. I think the roommate's moving stuff around in there.
Perhaps.
I heard something
Or did
over
Doug
there.
Wilkie come?
No,
through the
Doug's not
door?
here yet. I haven't seen Doug
Not
walking.
yet. All
Very-
right.
Lots going on
Burglars.
though.
Very busy.
Release the hounds!
We do not know. Yeah, but Michelle Obama, that was just pretty fucking cool.
That is really cool.
I mean,
Just to be in the same room with.
Yeah.
That's just.
Would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be just an amazing.
well, and she was so just. A, she's gorgeous, and B, as down to earth as it can be. Like it was just, she kept talking
Or at least
about the
pretends to be.
dude, and it just kept making me laugh that she's talking about Barack
Barack.
Obama as the dude.
No, it's her dude.
And the fact, that, well, because she was talking about the fact that she's like, he gets butthurt about everything.
Oh.
He's very, she said he's so emotional, which made me
He's
laugh,
so
right?
funny.
Because like,
baby.
and she said,
What a-
like
what
with the
a kid.
girls, like so, Malia is the youngest, correct? Sasha is the oldest. Sasha and Malia, or is
I don't
Malia
know.
the oldest?
I don't know how it works.
God damn it! Somebody answer that.
They usually say kids in chronological order. So I bet
Malia?
Sasha's
Sasha,
older.
Malia.
Malia's the little one, I think.
Okay.
Usually when you talk about people's kids, like
No,
they
you're
always go
right,
in
you're right.
chronological order.
And so
I didn't realize
they,
that's
That's true.
the oldest, I guess, is
Eldest.
is
The eldest.
The eldest is the one who would like just go along with everything,
horrible.
come in and Dad, tell me about your day in the White House.
Okay.
Tell me about your day. How did that go with Iran? And et cetera. And would
The oldest
et
daughter
cetera.
said, yeah?
Yeah, and or this happened in India, I heard, and blah blah blah, and basically Michelle's like, so and I'm paraphrasing this part, but like, so she's just blowing smoke up his ass, basically. Like, I'm gonna be nice to you. Like, this is me trying to bond
with my
you.
dad, right?
Right, and whatever, and he drones on, and then whatever, and the little one is like, really, why are you asking him about any of this? Because you know he's going to tell us. Like, he's just going to keep talking about this stuff now.
Uh-huh.
And
Interesting. I stand corrected. Malia's older.
okay, that's what. Yeah. So Malia, I kept thinking like,
Is it spoken in the sequence of preference?
yeah, right.
Because they do.
Oh,
always,
that makes me a favorite.
They
then.
do always
Right.
say Sasha and Malia.
Well, that Sasha, it sounds like a damn handful, and they kept showing pictures of the kids like as they were growing up in the White House, and how the eye roll, like, and it finally got to a point, the side eye. I guess Michelle would lean over and go, "Girls, that side eye is gonna follow you.
Oh.
It's gonna follow you forever.
Uh-huh.
You're in all those pictures with the side eye."
Uh-huh.
And
him
so
with the dad
finally
jokes.
she said, "Just don't come. Just don't come to these things anymore, because
Oh, wow.
they're photographing you like this."
Right.
And, but apparently Barack would go into Sasha's room and be like, you know, "How was your day?" or "Good night," or whatever, and he'd come out and he'd be like, "Why does she hate me? She doesn't ever want to talk to me." And she's like, and he'd almost be tearing up, and I'm like, "Dude, she doesn't like you. She doesn't like you. It's okay. She's a teenager. We had the one. She's a cool one. She's like goes along with everything.
She bullshits you and
she
pretends to
bullshits
like you.
right,
You're right.
But Sasha, I guess, is just like, whatever, Dad. You know.
Oh,
And
I get that.
she said, "You're not cool.
you're not.
You're
cool.
not cool." And I guess
Which
he looks like his feelings are totally hurt.
Just to that girl.
Right.
Well, and about 30% of this country.
Well,
but everybody else thinks he's fucking cool and awesome.
Absolutely.
And I 100% agree.
I am on board with that. But it was just the telling of those stories to try to picture. Now, here's what I want. Here is what I want to happen
What?
Right.
in time. Maybe 10 years.
Okay.
Can't you picture it? I better be sold
Doug
out.
Wilkie has entered the
Hi,
room, ladies and
Doug.
gentlemen.
I better be sold the fuck out if you had that stupid cunt that's in the White House right now, like on a book tour.
Which one? There's a few of them.
Or
First
just
of all-
the main cunt.
Oh, Malia.
The first
Melania
Yeah.
didn't ask for any of this.
Doesn't matter.
She's run-of-the-mill
She's-
gold digger. She thought she was
yeah.
going to have one kid and be set for life.
cunt.
She didn't ask for all this.
So she's
Stop
gonna
blaming
sit
Melania.
down. I'm not blaming her for
Melania
it.
has done no wrong. She
No.
needs no
Yeah.
name.
Just some bad
she
plastic
has-
surgery.
And
She
really
looks like
poor
she's looking
choices
for
in
somebody.
clothes and, you know,
Run-of-the-mill gold
etiquette
digger.
and
She's
I
not
don't know.
malicious. She's just
She's a moron.
maybe.
Yep.
Actually, give me all that.
Lots of those
all
around.
those papers.
No, she's definitely one of them.
In fact, I made a new rule at the bar this week.
What was that?
It's in the Constitution.
No
Rule
popcorn?
rule number 1: don't be dumb.
Oh, that's
that
going to
in
be
the
hard to
Constitution?
enforce.
I know.
That's going to be so hard to enforce.
It really is, and a lot of people forget it really regularly. But I just look at them and I say,
From the reading of it.
Yeah.
It was like, huh?
and now I just get to look at them and I'm say, what's rule number 1? And they go, don't
Don't be dumb. And
What did you do?
I was
I was-
dumb.
Exactly. It makes me
like
so happy
parenting.
to have that rule. Yeah,
Well, there's that.
It's a good rule.
I know. You wrote it down.
Well,
didn't you?
ladies and
Wrote it
gentlemen,
down.
sitting
Yeah.
now
did
in the
not.
fourth
Don't be
seat
dumb.
of our round table is
yes.
Doug Wilkie. He's here.
Well done.
My God.
That was my computer.
He's exactly. He's trying to figure out how to work a computer that he's had for several months already. It was working out well for you.
Put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Look
Oh.
at you. A little old school. My God. Is that a little? Wait. Is that Missy Elliott?
Yeah.
Oh. Look at me knowing something about urban music.
Sampling Tina Turner, I believe.
Was that?
I think so.
I don't know. We'd have to ask Ari Melber from The Beat.
I don't.
I get a little annoyed with him throwing out so many song lyrics. It bugs me. It really bugs me.
I'm not that interested.
It bugs
Well,
me.
but isn't that what Chris? What Chris?
Well, they do like
Not Chris Hansen.
Fallback Friday.
What's his name? The other Chris. Hardball with Chris Matthews.
Chris Matthews.
He does the movies, right?
Yeah, he's always a movie star.
He's
But
a movie
but
reference.
I don't
and Ari
know.
Melville's
I don't know
the
if he's
songs.
ill or if he's just on vacation or what they do. But I'm enjoying him being gone,
Oh.
and it being Kornacki doing it because
Steve Kornacki.
Chris
They're making him
Matthews
in the nighttime
interrupts everybody. He'll ask 4 questions, and people start to answer, and then he'll start to ask another question. And it just drives me insane.
Yeah.
It's almost like Al trying to run a talk show.
exactly.
Similar.
Whose
you
idea
hear me
was it to
okay?
have that happen?
yeah. Right.
Yeah. We may have to adjust your headphones depending on how. Because remember, every time you move to a new place, we have to adjust it.
Nothing's
Is it-
happening.
No, you have no headphones? Really? The hell? No, you have no headphones.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay.
But you can't. Do you have no sound in your headphones? That's really weird. Because that's really peculiar.
Should be that one because I redid them.
Yeah, it should be this one.
Well, here's the cool part. If you go like this, you can still hear
You can
us.
still hear.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
but you just can't hear the bumpers.
Oh no, but mine just left.
I'm just saying, like, you know, it's not as cool, but you know, yeah.
Mine
Go
was
like this
unplugged.
and then
Do
you
you
still
no
hear it.
headphones?
That's so.
Did I kick it out of the wall?
No, you couldn't have.
Couldn't have.
Could not have.
Here, try these.
Wait, what? Oh, will they reach across
Yeah,
the table?
they will. We've done this before. And then give me yours.
What? Oh, God. Oh, hold on.
Oh, it's very busy.
Cheese and rice.
I'm gonna troubleshoot this.
Hi, scare.
I don't know.
Scare.
Can you hear out of those?
What kind of?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, Jenny, I'm totally with you on that.
Step. All right, well, it was Marissa.
My God.
It would have been Marissa the last time. Or are they just? Is it just so low?
Will that
It's
go?
very low.
Oh, well.
Here,
So you just
you can move
blast
a little bit.
blast those out. Maybe that's why Al talks so loud. His headphones
All
are
this
so
time,
low,
His headphones were low.
and that's why he talks so loud.
Probably it.
You've
Let's
talked
see.
to him in real life
My
too,
God.
right?
That sounds fine now.
Oh well,
Yeah, I
then
know.
you're good. The
I
magic,
fixed them for you.
the magic of our
Here
audio
you go.
engineer, Cat Carlson, our audio
Cat
engineer.
Carlson.
Look at- My God,
I'm not gonna clap.
It's a
There you go.
wonderful thing.
No, you don't
Well
have
done.
to.
No,
Nobody
I
asked
know,
you.
I'm
Nobody
just
asked you to.
When he was clapping,
Did
he
somebody
clapped,
say
and
you
I
had
was like,
to?
I'm not going to.
It was a
I just wanted to
it was a
make
male
sure.
thing. We like to clap at stuff, but not like.
Yeah.
That's my favorite clap.
Nancy Pelosi.
Pelosi clap. Look at Cat's shirt.
It's good stuff.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Can they see it on the TV?
Well, not yet. We can show. Well,
God, that is so cool.
We'll get there.
I love that. That was her. What did they call it? The clap back.
yeah, that was the clap to end all
The clap
claps.
back
I love
clap.
when they interviewed her daughter and
Really
she's
good.
like, "Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
you orange moron! Look what you did.
good
Yeah.
for you."
Did somebody tell you couldn't? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They're about to.
And today they voted.
They're about
the
to.
House voted against his little emergency bullshit.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was really good.
We're
to
going to see how the Senate goes with that and watch Turtle Man freak out. Yay!
They said Senate's it'll clear the Senate.
Oh, they think they
It's,
were.
See
it's
it in
expected
predicted,
to, yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, there's that. Well, Doug, sadly, we've already gone around the
Yeah.
table what we've done.
Right.
Do you want to give us a Reader's Digest version of just what you've done?
I'm just so happy to be here right now because
Oh.
the last 9 days have been one of the roughest for me, like professionally. It was
Goodness.
such a challenge,
Oh.
of like just overwhelmed with schoolwork and all the
Well.
grading that I didn't do the last time that I was on the show. So I finally,
There's that.
yeah, it was just came here instead of graded papers. But
Yeah.
so I got through with a super long day today dealing with all this bullshit, and so officially there's still 2 more days, but I'm just giving because it's the end of the first half of the course. I'm just giving them their exams in 2 classes tomorrow and 2 classes on Thursday, so I don't have to do anything. There's no prep. I just stand there while they take a test. So
Okay.
I'm officially technically on spring break.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
For
okay.
you.
And then
That's
so I
great.
have
Feels like it came early.
yeah, you know, we're an early semester too. We ended the end of April this semester. Like we are done. It was a weird calendar, so they started like almost like 5 days earlier
Sure.
than normal. So, yeah, so I'm excited. I have all next week off, so I don't have to go back for like
Nice.
however many days that is, 8 or 9 days.
So it's just next week that you guys are.
we have spring break next week, and we're off.
I thought it was always the same because Aaron's is the following week. And that's where you're saying the 5 days early
Oh, how
kind
funny.
of messed
And
that
my-
up?
and we
my-
stagger them.
Yeah.
we purposely do it a week different from the community colleges, so that I guess the world doesn't end with everyone being on
It's
spring
funny.
break.
I was completely in a different time zone in my head because
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden I'm like, it's the 1st of January. Why in the hell are you on spring break? And then I realized, oh, guess what? Next
no,
week
it's
is.
March.
It's not
Yeah.
March
'Cause
1st.
it's
Yeah,
March.
right,
Yeah,
right.
wow. I'm way out. I got that calendar thing I was talking
Let
to
me,
you about.
let me talk to you sometime about. Let me
Calendars.
explain to you how
Wow.
calendars work.
It's just this cool thing.
I just learned
It's
it.
amazing.
It's a fucking
Recently learned
It's
this.
a miracle how
The
calendars work.
true blue spectacle miracle comes in.
Grandpa,
Mm-hmm.
tell me about the calendars and how they help you
I'm not going to be resident
mark the
bitch
passage
tonight.
of time.
Oh, it's all right.
That's a whole song.
You could make an entire song.
I just did.
the
You're
Judds,
welcome.
the Judds Greatest Hits.
Volume.
I'm a big
nothing.
fan of the Judds.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, big
I
fan.
like them.
Who isn't, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody.
Probably people. Probably
Some
some
people.
I'm sure there's people
There's
somewhere.
a person or two.
I'm sure.
We
I'm
don't
not
like
one of
them. We
them.
don't like them.
No, I'm
Incidentally,
not one of them. You're not one of them.
we're not fans.
No, of
Okay.
them.
Well, I say that we move on to our next thing. We're not going to do obsessions. I don't think we don't
I
have
feel like
any.
we've done a lot of work here.
Oh
We're
my
already.
God.
I'm exhausted.
Do I have to look up a headline?
No,
now?
Wait a
Is that
minute.
what you're
We're
telling
just,
me?
We can
Oh.
just. We
Yes.
Can just. We can
Yes,
Just,
find
All
your
right,
headlines.
I will.
what are you looking at me weird for?
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
Your
'Cause
executive
I've been here
producer's
this whole time,
running a tight
and
ship.
I was just curious if we were going to go into headlines right now.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, oh, I should have been looking at those.
Oh, we're doing it now?
We're going to do it live. We'll do it live.
Fuck. This can't be good.
Do you think you
I
can?
had some really good. I have really good ones. I think.
Well,
Good, we'll
be
find
nice
them.
if you could find
Yeah,
them.
I know. That's my
Chop,
point.
chop, Mark.
Yeah. Okay.
How much time do you need, Marn?
Chop chop. Okay.
Okay, you good? You think so?
Yeah. Do we get more than 2? Because Al's not
Yes.
here.
You can have as many as you
Sure.
want. Really.
Okay.
Because I'm sure Doug doesn't have any, and Kat's not
Did someone
prepared.
tell
I'm
you
getting
couldn't?
one, though.
Okay, Doug's got one.
Do you have some?
She might have one.
I sure might.
Oh God.
I have
just have
4.
I have like 4.
Okay, well then,
Yeah.
then
Wow.
we'll just do
I have
that.
like a lot.
All right, well, yeah.
Wow, very
but
busy.
you also save them for months and
No,
months
no,
and
no.
months.
These are new ones.
New ones?
I know.
Breaking?
I'm telling
I
you.
wonder if they're any of the ones that I have.
Maybe.
You never know.
You don't.
We're gonna
We'll find out.
We'll find out, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to take a teaser look at our headlines. It starts our B block on this Tuesday night, right here on Q Talk America. Well, a parrot tells firefighters to fuck off.
Alert DiCaprio, there's a new iceberg about to break free.
Psychic readings. Just in.
A new Lucky Charms product.
A new app matches livestock for love.
Why are there naked people downstairs and why are they in my shower?
Pick a better wine.
Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper got weird quick on the Oscars.
For real.
Defendant gets sentenced and then punches his lawyer.
Take refuge here in my strip club.
2 altar boys are smoking weed with sensor burners.
Wow.
And a man breaks store window to attack a mannequin. These and more stories coming right up.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
Educates, syncopates, radio communicates, radio, the sound of year-round pleasure.
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
Oh my God, I walked into my kitchen and there was stuff in my refrigerator that I did not put there. It's weird to have other people's stuff just show up like that, but I guess that's how these situations work.
That's how
I
things
understand.
work when other people live here.
I
Yeah.
guess they bring stuff over and there it is, and I have to figure out how it all
They like
works.
to eat things.
Yeah.
Sometimes some roommates like to cook things.
Well, boys and girls, if you've had the time and been listening to us for the first hour, you learned virtually nothing.
Sorry about your life.
I will, if you weren't there for the open of the last hour, we will let you know that Al Perkins is not with us this week because he's so upset about the Glenn Close loss of the
Grief.
He left the
Oscars.
country.
He
Grief
just
ridden. Yeah.
fuck it. He went to Sydney, Australia. We'll see him maybe in 10 days. So,
Also, this just in. Spoiler alert.
What?
Glenn Close did not get the Oscar.
we understood
Okay,
that, yes.
Just in case.
Wow.
but we're getting
Just in
ready.
case.
We're going to do our headline segment on this Tuesday night, and it goes a little bit like this. Well, I think we can all agree that firefighters do a pretty good job. They're out there risking their lives to keep people alive, keep people safe, and they'll even step out to rescue an animal if it gets in danger. As well, it's one of the benefits you have of having huge ladders laying around, and you can access them if they get stuck on a roof. For example, while we're all grateful for the sacrifices and risks they take, it does seem that not all animals are so thankful. Jessie, a yellow and blue macaw parrot, told the fire team that came to rescue her exactly what she thought of them, using some language as colorful as the bird's plumage. You see, Jessie had been stuck on the roof of a house in Edmonton, North London, for about 3 days. Eventually, the London Fire Brigade arrived at the scene with the intention of getting the bird down off the top of the house. However, all they got was an earful after the bird started hurling expletives at the crew. Swear to God. In fact, I have a picture. Here is a picture of the fireman with the bird on the rooftop right there. Despite the fire volunteer bringing up a bowl of food and a fluffy towel to try to coax her down, she just kept yelling, "Fuck off!"
Oh my God.
Do we know that bird?
Fuck off!
Oh my God, that's so great.
I would love to know the conversations that happen inside the house where this bird is from, because these birds repeat what they hear.
Oh, totally.
Right.
I think my concern was more about all the shit that was on the roof.
Well, he's been up there 3 days.
Maybe. he had bad. Fuck off. He had some bad fish.
So it's not very nice, is it? It's also a bit rich coming from an animal that can actually fly, but has still found itself stuck on a fucking roof. Wow. The London Fire Brigade watch manager named Chris Swallow said Jessie had been on the same roof for 3 days, and there were concerns that she may have been injured, which is why she hadn't come down. We then discovered that she had a bit of a foul mouth and kept swearing, much to our amusement, he said. To add insult to injury, once she had finished giving the firefighter a piece of her mind, she then promptly flew to another rooftop, into a tree, and then back to her owner. To which they promptly said, "Fuck off," to the bird.
So, kids and animals cursing is honestly, that's comedy gold right there.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Kids and animals cursing. That's the way to do it.
Fucking
I thought that was your segue.
Fucking Chucky. No, I was just commenting that it was funny.
Chucky.
Yeah, no, that's a good.
Yeah, I was really just validating that I listened and appreciated
Look
your
at
story.
you.
Look at me.
I
know.
appreciate the listen.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Chucky.
What's your name, dear?
What?
Sylvia?
Fuck off.
Sylvia.
This next story coming from our affiliate.
Fuck off, Sylvia.
Touche.
One of my favorite scenes from that entire series.
What's your name, honey?
Fuck off.
Sylvia. Fuck off,
Sylvia.
God damn it.
Good stuff.
So
That
good.
is good.
Well, this next story coming from our affiliates in Sacramento.
Oh!
Yes. Just in. I
A
love
downtown Sacramento couple was left feeling shocked and violated after two people broke into their home, got naked, and used their shower.
At least that's all they use.
them.
The quote is, the first thing that hits me is the smell.
Yes.
Sewer mixed with vomit, mixed with BO, mixed
Okay.
with dirty feet.
Okay.
Yes, it
Okay.
made my eyes water.
It's too much. It's just too much.
Yeah, that's
For real.
from Carrie Halen.
No.
The smell hit Halen in the downstairs portion of her home a few weeks ago when she went to check on a noise. That's when she says she came across a very large 6-foot-plus man, 200 pounds, naked with my towel wrapped around him.
Wow.
The intruder was not alone. Halen and her partner Glenn also found a naked woman using the shower.
Well. Well, I'm glad you. I mean, it's good to be naked when you're in the shower, otherwise not as effective.
Less effective, unless it's also laundry day, and then
You do you.
That's fair. Well, and she probably was, and that's
really
good.
just
Okay.
time saver there.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Well, the two unwelcome guests have also helped themselves to the oven and the electric heater as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, basements get chilly.
Yeah,
They
they
made-
do.
She says,
You
I'm
catch
looking
your
at
death
him.
of cold after you get out of the shower.
I'm looking at him and I go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
After a heated argument and a call to 911, they finally left.
Yeah.
Sacramento police told KTXL, our local affiliate there, not ours.
Oh,
but
I
some
see. No,
station.
they're all our affiliates.
Oh, I thought so.
We're in the
Yeah.
major network business now.
The two were arrested in downtown Sacramento, a few blocks from her home.
Still wearing a towel. Like, how'd they
My
spot 'em?
towel. My towel.
How did
I
they
say,
figure it
is
out?
what they're
It was
saying.
unclear at press time whether they had put their clothes back on.
Well, like Jenny said, burn that towel. Burn it.
Jeff Holman
Ah.
says the one thing I'd say is don't get into a confrontation with these people.
Oh.
What? They're naked and defenseless. What the
They're
fuck are they gonna do?
Damp and dangerous.
Now on ABC.
Were they cooking in the oven, or was that just a?
You know, at press time, it
Yeah,
was unclear why the oven was
That's
on.
a strange.
They,
part
they
of it.
brought Hot Pockets with them. They were going to shower and feast on a Hot Pocket. But I'm guessing that the owner, when she walked down there and saw them, she said,
What's your name, sweetheart?
Sylvia.
Fuck off, Sylvia.
Clearly.
I do appreciate that. That's good.
"Fuck off, Sylvia." Ms. Ryer, what you got?
Well, you know.
Every fucking story
Every
she does
time.
starts with that.
It always
There's a
does.
sigh of, well.
Well. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do here. Well, let's go with the Oscars. You know,
Oh,
let's go
sure.
with the
Okay.
kind of.
I'm gonna do one.
Yeah, kind of. The
As
Oscars.
old as time.
I'll do entertainment tonight.
It's all about the bunnies right now. Is really what it's all about.
Oh my God.
Olivia Colman's rabbit to get additional security after Glenn Close misses out on another Oscar.
Okay, I'm in. That is funny for that's merging two, a Close and a Coleman film. I like that a lot.
Yeah. 7-time Oscar.
I didn't get that right away.
Yeah.
The Fatal Attraction
Yeah,
connection
yeah,
to
yeah.
that.
7-time Oscar-nominated Close was seen to leave the award ceremony immediately after Coleman's name was announced, but reports of her stabbing a security guard in the foyer remain as yet unconfirmed. However, alarms were further raised after CCTV footage of the former Fatal Attraction star showed her emerging from a hardware store carrying a variety of pots and pans that would accommodate a medium-sized herbivore with room for a generous helping of gravy.
This is fantastic.
The 72-year-old who received counseling after missing out on Best Actress too many times to mention was last seen boarding a plane to London with her extra luggage in tow. Meanwhile, co-nominee Lady Gaga has requested extra protection for her gerbil, Frank, just in case Close goes totally fucking nuts and loses it. Ms. Close said, "Naturally, I'm disappointed to lose out once again, despite giving the performance everything that I had, but you'd have to be seriously mentally disturbed to think that bitch, sorry Olivia, isn't somehow deserving of the Oscar, despite it being her first time up and her being a relative novice and all." I tried her phone several times to say no hard feelings, but she seemed to have blocked my number on the advice of the LAPD. Close added, "I just wanted to congratulate her the only way I know how, by boarding a long-haul flight, making a surprise appearance at her apartment, and cooking her a delicious stew. Pass me those fucking carrots, god damn it!"
That's amazing.
It's my new favorite article.
I love that they found the rabbit connection between those two films. That's like the most amazing thing ever.
Isn't that fun? So, god damn
Wonderful.
it. Pass me the
Well,
carrots.
I'm going to do mine
I don't
out of
get it.
order then, because I have an Oscar. You don't get it? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Are you being serious? Please
It's funny
wait.
either way.
Please, okay, it kind of is. But if she doesn't,
I
you
didn't
should
get it right
explain
away. I thought
Yeah.
it was just, I was thinking of the Olivia Colman rabbits. I didn't think of the connection to Fatal Attraction, but that's good. All right, I'll do mine. I'll do it out of order. I'll do it live.
Do it live!
Mine's, I have an Oscar one too.
Oh, good.
And I didn't think about this while this was happening, but it makes sense now because we watched the Oscars together. Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's Oscars performance got weird quick. When they took the stage at the 91st Academy Awards to sing their hit song from A Star Is Born, Shallow, and frankly, it made everyone uncomfortable. No, not the singing. Admittedly, we were all worried about how Bradley Cooper would sound live on stage rather than digitally remastered in a recording booth. But he actually managed to hold his own across from Lady Gaga, which is seriously saying something. So he was great. Unfortunately, this was the first time they performed it live on TV before, and now we're kind of seeing why. For the final portion of the song, where they finish out the song, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Where you finish out the song too, because I don't hear me all that well in my own earphones. But no, don't turn it. It's unless I talk right into it, I don't hear my deal. But
But you're also talking
Well,
to the
then
side.
talk right
there
into the mic. There you
is
go.
that? But
There you
now
go.
you're hearing
Very
me better
nice.
now.
I
Okay,
like that.
all right. So I never understand how Al does that.
He just talks loud.
Yeah.
I guess so. So for the portion of the song The final where they finish out the song together with the shallows. Cooper sat next to Gaga on her piano bench, and they proceeded to close their eyes and rub their faces together as they sang. Too in character, guys. Way too in character. We got that. We get that A Star Is Born is a love story, but like Bradley's girlfriend was literally right there. Have some discretion, guys. Don't make it weird. And we're not the only ones who felt the voyeur vibes through, though. Twitter was totally convinced they were having a moment too. If I'm Bradley Cooper's girlfriend right now, I'm firing. What is Raya? Raya right now? I don't know what that is. Lady Gaga really almost kissed Bradley Cooper in front of his girlfriend. I'm shaking.
After she just got done.
Well, no. Here comes here comes the next one. Remind me why Gaga called off her engagement again.
Right. That's right. Sorry.
Live look at Lady Gaga's lips and Bradley Cooper's lips. Oh shoot, that's a video. Sorry. Bradley Cooper trying to get back into his house after his wife watched him almost kiss Lady Gaga. If you try to tell me that Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga aren't in love, I'm going to call you a liar. I think Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga are going to have sex on that piano.
Yeah. Because they really kind of looked like they were going to.
I refuse to accept any other truth than that Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper are deeply in love. So they may have made things totally weird for everyone. Not in their little love bubble, but they did later win the Oscar for Best Original Song. So we guess if the making of it awkward wins you an Oscar, then go for it. I wasn't thinking about that when I was watching it because I didn't know his
So I don't know why
status.
you wouldn't, because they totally fucked. Because here's how you know. Go back and watch her 100 people in a room speech. And the way that she just looks and melts every time she talks about how Bradley believed in me and he was the one person in her.
I did see that.
They were fucking.
So they're going to get married.
Also,
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know if
divorced in 3 years.
I don't know if anybody saw Bradley Cooper's girlfriend in the front
I
row.
guess I did,
Like,
yeah.
Who was like this? Yes. Like she
Yeah.
was all about it. So they're having a three-way, people.
That
Or
escalated.
she's
Also an
or she.
option.
Wow.
It's 2019. Those things.
I'm
why
saying.
not?
Well, because she
Maybe
was,
they're a
and they-
throuple. You don't
they
know.
were-
Lady
you don't
Gaga
know.
would be up for that. I'm gonna
Well,
guess.
no, but they were seriously just absolutely.
Fun.
It was too close, but she was like, "Hey, you know what? Whatevs," and was cheering them on.
Whatevs.
So, yeah, she was. She was totally cheering them on, and has been asked about it. She's like, "I thought it was awesome." Like whatever. So it's either a three-way or she's a really good actress and should be in the next film.
She's
that
getting
he
ready to.
has, you know.
I don't know
Could
if she's girlfriend or wife though.
She's girlfriend, I believe.
She's girlfriend.
I don't. It doesn't.
Not for
it doesn't,
much
it
longer.
doesn't matter
Nope.
because her man is fucking Lady Gaga.
Yep.
I just wonder if she'll get money out of it.
Amina,
if she
you and
divorces
I
him.
are on the same page. Yeah. Yep. True
Oh.
statements. All these things. Yep.
Yeah, all of it true.
All of it true.
Next caller.
Yep.
Huh.
Fine, sir.
All right. We'll get there.
All right.
I was
You
distracted
taking
by
a snack break.
something else. Yeah, and you just snack.
Shenanigans.
You just snack.
Yeah.
I was setting up something for Cap. I was having
Amina,
a-
that's hysterical.
I was having a production meeting over here all by myself.
where she says, "I love
I
that
should be able to
parrot. That's
update that
Ernie's
on the
secret
fly. So
parrot.
if you would like to add
Aaron
anything,
cannot
That's
handle birds.
also
Like,
fine.
she
Precious
freaks the
and needs
fuck
to
out.
be
People
a new
get
segment.
there are people who
well,
are
it
scared
is.
of them.
Scared
Didn't
to
I
death.
tell you?
That's very good, Amina. That's awesome.
Oh, is it
I
for
love
that segment?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought it just ran. Okay.
No.
A lot's happening right
Happening today. We're having a production meeting.
now. Right as the show's happening. And vodka is not helping.
I'm very busy.
All right.
I like it.
Read a story.
Now,
Do a
some
thing.
people, there's a lot of dating apps out there. We've talked about different ones. But there's the one that we talked about called, was it a Just for Farmers or
FarmersOnly.com.
Farmers
fucked your
Only,
brother
yeah.
or something
You,
like
fuck,
that?
you fucked your brother.com. I think that was a probably smaller website.
ChristianMingle.com.
Well,
Christian Mingle. That's
Arkansas.
right. Yeah.
It's real big in Arkansas.
Oh,
well,
poor
or
Grindr
Kentucky.
and Scruff and Bumble and Tinder.
So, all right, so
and
Tinder.
Swipe right.
You hear people talk about swipe right, swipe left, whatever.
Sure.
So swipe left is a no, and swipe right is usually a like, and all that kind of stuff. Well,
Right.
a Tinder-inspired app
All
is,
birds.
huh?
Go ahead. Sorry. I was trying to make a side comment.
A Tinder-inspired app is helping farmers match up potential partners for their cattle.
Oh my God! I wonder if my
Okay.
cousin
Dear
knows about this.
God,
Wait, what's
cattle.
it called?
It's
That's
Cattle
bull.
Tinder.
That's a bunch of bull.
It's called Tutter. A mix.
Of Tinder and udders.
And here's a picture of the app right there. There's the.
That's what I figured.
Is that a picture of the ass?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
the, well, it's a actually it is. It's
a
the
cow
ass of
ass.
whatever.
Huh.
So it's called Tutter. It's a mix of the dating app Tinder and
Tutter.
Udder.
Tutter.
Now listen, But this is actually a legitimate thing.
Should be
It,
butter.
Oh, for sure.
it lets farmers swipe right on cattle they like the looks of. They are then directed to a page of sellmylivestock.com, a website where they can browse more pictures and data about the animals before they decide whether to buy or not. This is valuable information for the matters of like milk yield, protein content, calving potential, all this kind of stuff. This explained by Doug Bariner, CEO of Hectare Agritech, which runs Sell My Livestock, which is their trading logo is SML, and Graindex, a United Kingdom-based online agritech trading platform. Matching livestock online is even easier than it is to match humans because there's a huge amount of data that sits behind these wonderful animals that predict their offspring and different things. You know, milk yield, their kind of body, their kind of how they calf, all that other stuff. Launched just in time for Valentine's Day, the app creators believe that Tudder is the first ever matching app for livestock. As with the human equivalent, farmers use smartphones to first choose whether they're looking for a male or female, swiping through photos right for yes, left for no, until they find a match. Now, putting data at their fingertips connects farmers from all over the country, making trading and purchasing easier. A cattle farmer and Tudder user, James Bridger, said it eases transport stress for animals and may rival traditional markets. He says you've got all the data of its background and everything which you're at a market and might not have time to go through, like when you're at, literally live selling at an auction. He goes, also, it's nothing better than seeing your animals calm and in their natural habitat rather than putting them on a truck and bringing them somewhere like, again, a livestock show where it's all stress and crazy.
Right.
He goes,
it's stressful on your animals.
it's just
too.
happier for him. Sell My Livestock has listed over $64 million of livestock, feed, and bedding to sell in the last year, dispelling notions that farmers are stuck in the past. Despite the rest of the world's view of farming, it's actually very technological driven, he said, citing precision spraying, automated dairy units, and genetic science.
So now I have something to do with the family reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right.
You know what I love
this is
about
the
that?
first one for livestock, but not animals. That's all I've got to
Well,
say
fine,
about
fine.
that.
My God. You know what I love about that?
Which part?
That story started out so absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's why I took
And
it.
and then it went into like that actually
It's
makes a
legitimate.
lot of sense, and it makes a lot of sense. Like
Sure.
you were saying, the stress of the animals and like
Sure.
this
It's
is really
a-
legit.
It's a big hassle. My family has raised beef cattle for a long time. And my cousins now got into it. And I wonder if he uses this. And if he doesn't, it'll be kind of hilarious.
I think it's
Like,
only
let me-
available in the UK right now.
Oh,
but
it's only UK.
could be. Well, I mean, can we get it here?
I don't know.
Let me look.
Let's put it on our phones.
Let's see if we get it. I mean,
Hey, Marnie.
Yeah.
Dear Tudder.
for you, Jenny.
But, either way, hilarity will ensue at the family
Sure.
reunion.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I said.
Because
Oh,
once
yeah.
I
She
unleash
doesn't
this on
like
my
it.
uncles,
Yeah.
my poor cousin,
No, she didn't like any of them.
you're welcome.
All birds.
Uncle Dusty, look up Tudder. He listens sometimes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, Uncle Dusty.
Right.
Amina, Gaga did call off her engagement just to keep you
Tudder.
up to speed.
Oh, yeah.
I can get it. It's
Yeah,
right
now-
but,
there.
but why?
Yes.
We don't know.
Well, they're reporting now that Lady Gaga's on Tudder, so
At this point, she's looking for a well-hung bull.
well, I think she found one.
maybe
She might have found one with Bradley
Bradley.
Cooper on that fucking piano.
Sha-la-la-la-la.
Sha-la-la-la.
Well, while we're at the
That's
science desk,
I like it.
Oh, I like that. I didn't realize we had one. Now we do.
Science.
this is also from the science desk.
Because science.
There is an iceberg the size of New York City.
New York City.
Get a rope.
You knew that was coming.
I knew that was
Yeah.
coming. About to break free from Antarctica.
Oh my God.
End of days, people.
There's
End
no,
of
there's no
days.
climate change.
No.
NASA's high-flying
God.
observational instruments are great at peering deep into space, but also looking back at ourselves.
Yeah,
Man in the mirror.
that's what I'm saying.
So, as it were, self-reflection.
There you go.
Take a good look at yourself.
Take
Well,
a good
right,
look at
sure.
yourself.
I said look.
Wow. It's unnecessarily aggressive.
Wait, did we do this story?
I don't think so.
Just because.
It's from today.
Okay, do it again.
No, I'm gonna guess no.
Maybe.
Did you time travel?
You don't know.
Anyway, NASA has been hard at work in recent decades developing models and recording observations that show what's happening to Earth as well as space. And now scientists are warning that a huge ice chunk is about to free itself from Antarctica. A colossal crack, that's what she said, is forming on the Brunt ice shelf in Antarctica and will soon cleave a chunk of ice twice the size of New York City.
Okay.
Twice. 2 times.
Maybe we get people to move there.
Maybe there are actually already people there. The chunk that they have illustrated as possibly separating has a research station there that has been abandoned on and off because of like instability.
Is that the Halley 4 research station?
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed.
Got it. I was trying to find a picture of this so we can like get an idea how big this is.
Looks like ice with a crack in it.
Yeah, I see that. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you.
It's breaking
Thank you.
news at our science desk.
This is our science segment.
The ice has a crack in it, and look, it looks like ice with a crack in it.
there.
Looky.
Well, the images that Clayton has all obviously found captured by NASA's Landsat satellites, we can see cracks stretching for huge distances on the ice shelf.
It's not a plumber.
Yeah. No, in fact, this one, they
Call
the
Melvin.
large Halloween crack, as it is called, has
Oh,
been
of course.
growing since 2016, presumably around Halloween. I don't know. While a separate crevice is currently stretching up to meet it.
Oh.
Once the cracks merge, the huge iceberg will be released into the ocean. Free. Free Willy.
Free Willy.
It's huge. It's 2 times the size of New York City.
If
600
you think New
square
York
miles.
is big, then this is twice that.
Wow.
2 times.
Exactly.
Yeah. The chunk is that is about to be set free. That's right. The chunk
Wow.
spans 660 square miles. That's big by anyone's standards, and it'll be the largest piece of ice to break free from the Brunt ice shelf since scientists began keeping track of such things. It may not hold a candle to much larger icebergs that have broken loose in other areas of Antarctica, but it's yet another reminder we're losing this ice at a faster rate than it can
that's bad.
regenerate. The
This
end
is
is
not
nigh,
good.
my friends.
Yes.
It's bad. No, it's
Bad.
bad. Real bad.
Well, if you think about it, during that whole tumultuous storm that kind of happened, it was colder in Minnesota than it was
In Antarctica.
in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
a
mean,
thing.
like that whole
Yeah.
thing. It just
in all fairness,
So
it's
weird.
summer
Right.
there.
no. But this was the way that everything was going to have an article, and then I
Yeah.
had to miss that week. Like it was one of those things that I thought, yeah, this is just kind of bullshit. But it was no. This was
The
there's some
polar
shit brewing.
vortex.
Right? The
Yeah.
the polar
So
vortex. I was
bizarre.
like, well, okay.
Yeah.
But there
Bad
is
things.
not climate change, people.
Global warming is the thing that they're
Don't call it
disproving with
global
storm.
warming either.
Listen. The dum-dums look at snow and they go,
Right.
oh, global warming, but it's
No.
cold outside.
That's why we have to say climate.
People that actually understand how this
call it
works.
anything.
What's the first rule?
Rule number 1, don't be dumb.
Don't call it.
Global weirding. That's what they say.
See?
Global
None of it
weirding.
is
Very
real,
nice.
is all I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's all right. Because
Fake-
of
Fake
God.
news, fake news. Marnie, read some more fake news.
Fake news.
Fine.
Fake
God,
news.
let me find some fake news.
Do you want me to read more fake news?
Well-
Do you want me to stall?
Here we go again, Clayton.
God
Oh, I
damn
know.
it.
Well aware.
No,
This
no,
bullshit.
no. I want to point out some things.
Tell me.
All right.
Underage drinking is a thing, people.
We've all done it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And so has the former first daughter, Malia.
Malia. Oh, she's the good one, too.
She is the good one. It's fine if Malia drinks underage, but here are some better rosés for next time.
Oh.
It's really what it comes down to. In fairness to Malia Obama, very few 20-year-olds in history have been credited with having any taste in wine whatsoever. She could be doing much, much worse.
The reason I
Some-
can't drink wine is because I got drunk as fuck.
On Mad Dog 2020?
No, boxed white Zin.
Oh, yeah.
Still
yeah.
can't
Has
drink
that like
wine.
stayed with you permanent
Been
to
there.
this
Forever. I
day?
still can't drink
Oh
wine.
my
I hate
God,
it.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Yeah.
Can't. I'm there.
What are we
Yeah.
gonna do on a
I'm the
date?
same with tequila.
I'm going to drink something else. Perhaps,
I'll drink-
perhaps whiskey or
That's
beer.
right. I always laugh, not to interrupt your story.
no, please,
When
it's
I
fine.
would, Kat,
like you're out.
Kat was like, yeah. Well, I am sitting in for him.
Right chair.
I love this one time you said we were talking about something about me being drunk, and you were like, drunk on wine. And I just thought that was so funny. I've never heard anyone say that before.
Being
drunk on wine.
Being drunk on wine, which I am.
I've seen it a
Fair.
lot.
Quite
yeah.
a bit.
I sit in this chair and look in that chair.
Exactly.
Let me tell you how often I've seen
So
it.
you were drunk on wine once,
Yeah.
One time.
That's all it took.
and it was it's
all
had
it
a
took.
permanent effect.
I was
Yeah.
sick for 3 days.
That's all it took.
What's Malia drinking?
Well,
I
let
love
me
that she
tell
has
you,
good taste.
She's
the
probably drinking
online
some bougie
edition
shit.
of the British tabloid Daily Mail.
I love the
threw
Daily
a
Mail.
match into gasoline when they released several photos of former first daughter Malia Obama on vacation in Miami.
Atta girl.
In a few of the photos, Malia can be seen drinking what appears to be the ultra-popular Whispering Angel brand of rosé
That's
wine,
good.
which the tabloid estimates cost Malia a staggering $80.
Bienvenidos a Miami.
It's good.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. This fine
Will Smith,
piece of
credit Will Smith.
investigative journalism caused Malia's name to turn into a hashtag, as the conservative internet was rumored to have turned themselves inside out in outrage over the fact that Malia is not yet 21.
Gasp.
However, other than the Daily Mail's own accusations of underage drinking, it is practically impossible to find an actual example of the supposed moral outrage of hypocritical, beer-loving conservatives. Interestingly, I did find several prominent figures in the media coming to Malia's aid in this time of great fabricated crisis.
Fake news.
I was particularly impressed by this incredibly insightful tweet by former conservative Anna Navarro, who dutifully points out to the hypocrisies to those hating on Malia Obama.
Listen, Ana Navarro is part of the resistance now. Like, we
I
can't even
love
call
her.
her conservative anymore.
I know.
love
I
her.
love her too.
On
yeah,
our team.
Yeah. If you are one of the invisible haters I could not find, and you haven't heard Anna Navarro's powerful condemnation of you, here it is again. Anna Navarro on Twitter said, "To those hating on Malia Obama for sharing a bottle of rosé in Florida this weekend, just shy of being 21. Guy on SCOTUS drank himself into oblivion in high school. Guy in White House goes to Florida most weekends on taxpayer dollars. Malia is a private citizen with good taste in wine. So what?"
And didn't the Bush girls run around going crazy?
They sure did. Yeah, yeah.
Sneaking
Bush
into
girls
bars.
gone
Yeah,
wild.
that's right.
Well, I like
she
them, though.
isn't wrong on her first point. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh is on the record many times over about how much he
Beer.
loved beer.
I like beer.
I like beer.
So what? I like beer.
Makes him a jolly good fellow.
Her
Makes-
second
makes him
mark
cry
on the
in a
amount of
Senate
Florida
hearing.
golfing Trump partakes in could be tricky to back up, but I digress. It is her third point that makes my head hang in dismay. But before I break wine nerd on Navarro and everyone else admiring this bottle of rosé, I must say, in fairness to Malia, very few 20-year-olds in history have been credited with having any taste in wine whatsoever.
That is for sure.
She could be doing much, much worse. In my own youth, I preferred a much less classy brand of booze, widely known as whatever I could get my hands on. It was often purchased
had
by
some of
my
that.
friends
Yeah.
and a kind older sibling. And it was usually some, honest to God, this is so me, horrifically flavored wine cooler.
Yes.
Like Fuzzy Navel
Oh,
or pomegranate raspberry.
strawberry
Oh.
daiquiri
Yeah.
was my jam
The-
all day long.
I remember
Seriously, struggle
California
is
coolers.
real.
Yeah.
That's right.
Bartles
Bartles
and
and
James,
James.
strawberry
Bartles
daiquiri.
and James were,
Bartles and James.
and California coolers had the little bits of
And
fruit
remember
in
the
them.
California, the 2 liters you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
So the truth
Loved 'em.
is that Malia is leagues ahead of most of us youthful drinkers, and her lovely beachside party, although invaded by the Daily Mail, appeared to be anything but an example of a careless rager. I will take this opportunity to trash Whispering Angel and beg you all not to spend your $80 that way. It normally retails for about $17, so I'm shocked that anyone has the stones to charge $80 for it. They go through this whole thing about that type of volume is generally reserved for factory jug wine, knockoff Franzia, and Yellowtail.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
sure, you get it cold enough and it's just fine going down. Truly wine-flavored wine. But the compliments stop here. There's an ocean of incredible wine you can buy with that $80. Anyway, and then they go through, she should be trying the real stuff from France, a rosé champagne.
Oh, she'll get there.
Oh, sure.
Pink champagne that has always and will always be my Achilles heel. At that price point, try these are things. That's why I didn't realize Al wouldn't be here, but at least I have a
help
lovely
you out.
other champagne
Oh, yes.
and wine guru, the Charton Tallier Le Rosé. I'm just
Gitchy,
fucking.
gitchy,
What
yeah,
do
yeah.
you think? Was it? I don't know.
That was good, Marty.
And the I'm gonna butcher this, but the Aigle or Ailey Orient Brut Rosé and Marguerite Chaman Brut Rosé Grand Cru.
Wow.
I don't know.
You're
I was
really just saying words.
I'm,
over
I
there,
am.
aren't
I
you?
am making it up as I go along. Domaine Tempier Rosé from Bandol, France. Of course, from Bandol, France. Don't we all know? This tiny medieval town is also known for the famed Whispering Angel. Really? I don't think so. There were all kinds, though. It was just funny the fact that this chick took this stuff and was just I'm sure Malia has. So before people look for the bottle of pink wine that they saw in the Daily Mail photos, the next time they're at a grocery store, give some of these little guys a chance. The people or the wines that she listed. Drinking at age 20 is not new, and it's certainly not much of a story. I'm sure Malia Obama has some excellent bottles in her future.
Oh, yes.
But I love that she took this whole kind of thing about Malia
I love
Obama
her.
that they had blown out of fucking proportion.
Oh, yeah.
And just
Anna Navarro's
changed
great.
it. Yeah.
Clayton,
And
was there-
changed it into different wines. This is what you should buy.
Was it here or did I just see this on Facebook? That you know how Anna Navarro goes off on CNN and she just reads somebody?
Mhm.
That there are now drag queens. Have you seen that? The drag queens in New York or wherever they are. We need to Google this and find this.
Are they just performing and lip syncing her rants?
They take her rants, and then the drag queens are lip syncing her rants, and it's amazing.
Oh,
and,
that's
and I'm not the
funny.
biggest
Are
fan
they
of drag
getting
queens.
the
in the
DJ
world.
to put some boots and cats behind it?
So great.
Boots and
we
cats
should
and
we
boots
should
and
find
cats
that.
and boots and cats and boots
Oh
and
my
cats.
god.
Oh my God, Jenny is cracking me up. Papillon and butterfly. That's all I heard. Papillon.
Papillon.
Oh, those are the cutest little dogs.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
They're so
with
sweet.
their big
I
wings.
know.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go
Am
on,
I
son.
up?
Sure,
Well,
son.
Kat Carlson, you like a good
Douglas
Douglas Marie.
Oh,
Douglas.
Douglas Marie.
Well,
I'm
you
so
like
sorry.
you like a good IPA.
I do. Oh, well, I
Right?
think I like bad IPAs.
Hi,
too.
Annette.
So these
Sure.
days, when it comes to weird, we'll have something for you. When it comes to weird food, ask and you shall receive. Oreo is releasing a Game of Thrones themed cookie.
Nope.
Taco Bell debuted spicy steak fries.
Nope.
Gross. And
Ew.
a brewery in Virginia has introduced a beer inspired by Lucky Charms cereal.
I saw this.
Nice.
Oh, she knows already.
I don't.
Smart Mouth Brewing Company brewed it up an IPA using marshmallows, just like those colorful dehydrated chunks
Okay.
of sweetness you'd pick out of a Lucky Charms box.
They're magically delicious.
Someday. But
It's
I don't
called-
think anything should be called
It's
chunks.
called Saturday Morning because that's what Saturday mornings used to be for. Rushing downstairs at an ungodly early hour,
Fair.
Early to pour
Shoveling
yourself
a big bucket of
six
like sugar
bowls.
cereal.
6 bowls of sugary cereal
Yep.
while watching bad cartoons on the WB. Ah, the good old days.
Well, it
Were they
was-
bad?
It
Were
was
they?
Channel 3 when I was a kid, but you know,
To achieve the beer's
out of
flavor,
3, 5, and 11.
Yes.
Smart Mouth said it added toasted marshmallows and cereal marshmallows to the mash. It teased a photo of Saturday Morning in an Instagram post. Unfortunately, you'll have to head down to Norfolk, Virginia to get your sugar rush /
They like to pronounce it
alcohol
Norfolk.
buzz. Is it Norfolk?
Norfolk.
It's Clayton. It's pronounced Norfolk. Where's Smart Mouth? I think I said Smash Mouth.
Hey now,
Hey
you're
now.
an all-star.
Is releasing the beer on Saturday. It will be available on draft. Oh, good lord! At the brewery's 2 locations and in 16-ounce cans. The brewery is also hosting a series of events to mark the launch of the beer with board games, a comic book stand, and a Super Smash Brothers tournament. They gave the Saturday Morning a tagline echoing Lucky Charms. Instead of magically delicious, this IPA is magically ridiculous.
Oh.
That sounds about right. Hopefully someone will create an Apple Jacks Amber and a Fruit Loops Lager to round out the pack and make us a lot more nostalgic.
A Fruit Loops lager.
I know. Gross.
No, I can't even handle that.
That's all I could find on the fly.
But I like it.
Yeah,
good on the fly.
I saw that and I went, no.
What am I doing with this?
Oh, that's one of my next stories.
Okay.
Yeah, but we can put that because I know that I'll fuck that one up. If that can go in the chat room when I do that one, that would be awesome. Then everybody can be a part of it.
Oh, you want the link in the chat room?
Yeah, but
Oh,
that
okay.
way you can play it up there.
Got it.
But then that way it'll be
All right.
for everyone
Production
to play
meeting
along.
in progress.
Yeah.
Right now.
It's good.
It happens just on the fly.
We're really good at this.
You know, someday we're going to be.
Yep.
Well, somebody who's not good at things.
Oh.
A man in Ohio who was understandably not happy when he was sentenced to 47 years in prison.
Jeez,
However, his first reaction probably
Was
did
his
not
name
help
Paul
his
Manafort?
His first reaction probably didn't help his case. He immediately sucker punched his lawyer. David Chiselton was in a Cleveland courtroom on Tuesday for a sentencing hearing that involved nearly 24 charges, including assaulting his girlfriend and setting fire to a Warrensville Heights apartment building back in 2017.
Goodness.
Chiselton apparently didn't expect to be sentenced to nearly 5 decades behind bars because immediately after his sentencing, he punched his lawyer named Aaron Brockler. Courtroom security
Aaron
pounced.
Brockovich?
Aaron, they pounced on him, and actually there's a body camera footage of it to watch. I mean, they're on him like boom.
Oh, sure.
Brockler suffered various facial injuries as well as a possible concussion, according to a Cleveland station. Quote, it was pretty fun, Brockler said, who had a small cut on his face. He joked about it. The timing of the punch was bad in a number of ways, including the fact that Brockler was just about to tell Chilston we would see what options were available about reducing his sentence. Well, but before I could open my mouth, all I heard was a swoosh sound, and I remember waking up underneath a table. Authorities are in the process of filing additional charges against Chiselton, according to the news sources in the area. Oh my God. So you thought 47 years was bad. I think we're going to up that a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a guess.
Yeah.
But actually, you can watch the footage because you can actually Google it and watch the video. When the sentence comes down, he just nails. Like,
Isn't that
they're
something?
standing side by side,
Yeah.
and he just nails his lawyer. And all the security guards just pounce him.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Probably not a good idea to do that in court.
No.
No.
I think that you're correct. Yeah.
It's over.
Finally.
It's over with.
Finally.
Am I going again?
Yes.
If you
Oh,
have
cool.
something, go
You have
ahead.
something.
I
How many
mean,
stories
I
will
love
they
it.
have?
I can
Would
always
you
have
like
things.
to do a story? Do a
Do you have
story.
the story?
All of a sudden,
Still dead.
Penny Marshall came out of nowhere. I don't know.
I'm hoping later, if you've had enough to drink, Katharine Hepburn might show up.
Sure,
On
sure.
a bicycle.
Yeah, on her bicycle.
Get her some rollerblades. Come on now.
No. She likes
Kid.
a bicycle. A nice type of bicycle.
Well,
Yo, poop.
Yo, clumsy poop.
apparently there was winter weather around the country.
What?
Oh, there
Is
was
another
not.
weather
What?
story.
I have been in a tube top and shorts for weeks.
It is another weather story. Well,
I mean, the neighbors are pissed, but I've been in it for weeks.
but this is a big thing. This one made some headlines. You might have seen it. There was I believe it was in Wisconsin. There was a large pileup of cars due to
Oh.
winter weather.
Oh, I did not hear about
You
this.
mean
41 of them, I
snow?
believe.
Oh,
Yikes.
Yeah, very, very windy, very blustery morning. It was a Sunday.
blustery.
Blus-
That's
a very blustery day.
morning.
Blustery.
It was like
mor-
negative 40. It was a blustery day.
was a
Sunday on
blustery
AA Mill.
morning, Christina.
Yes, a
Very
blus-
Winnie the Pooh of me.
Yeah.
In any event,
What's the day, Piglet? It's the day we burn the motherfucker down. Pooh.
my favorite day.
That's my favorite day.
In any event, back to my story.
Tell your story.
For God's sake.
Now, you might not know, but Stars Cabaret is not open on Sundays.
Shut up. I was hoping to go.
No strippers on Sundays. No, strict rule. Strict rule.
Strict.
Oh.
Wow, they have no rules but that one.
That one.
Apparently.
Yep.
That's rule number 4.
Did they fire the ugly one?
Well, hang on now. Even though his fine establishment was closed, Jeff Long, the owner of Stars Cabaret, came to work anyway. He was waiting for workers to come by for some renovations. It was a dangerously blustery morning
Nice.
with winds so bad they muted the sound of the crash underway across the frontage road.
He
Now,
was very nipply out, I'm
again,
sure.
you may not know this, but Stars Cabaret can be seen from the interstate.
Oh, I'm going to get a map.
Prime location,
need-
location.
Very much so.
Very nice. Yes, yes,
The
yes.
3 rules.
Yeah.
And don't
Yes.
be dumb.
Absolutely. That's the 4th rule.
So Jeff Long said he thought it was just clattering that he normally hears from passing trains and trucks. Then his brother came in, distraught.
Oh.
Grab your gloves,
Dun, dun, dun.
said the other Long brother. We've got to go. There's a
Said the
huge
other
accident.
Said that, brother.
Painter Ryan Schultz had just arrived at the Stars Cabaret, a strip club within view of Interstate 41, which we had covered previously.
If you were listening a minute ago.
Per my email,
Fuck you! Which is exactly what that means in translation. I
in
love
any
that.
event, Ryan Schultz had just arrived at Stars, and he'd watched as car after car piled into each other before him. The wind gust so strong he was battling whiteout conditions as well. The group went out to see the chaos. People climbed out of their cars through doors or windows to survey the damage. Some climbed on top of their cars or on the shoulder wall to get a view. Now, Stars Cabaret is a gentleman's club.
Sounds like it.
Loosely.
We said by the interstate.
Right, on the interstate.
That's right.
Down by the river.
Now, after
Bum,
one
bum, bum,
person,
bum,
after
bum.
one person was sadly killed and dozens of drivers were stranded following
Well,
a
I don't know
pileup
why
of
you had to
more
go
than
there.
took a turn.
more than 100 cars.
That car
Escalated
didn't.
quickly.
That
100
didn't.
cars piled up on Interstate 41 right in front of the Stars Cabaret. Well, the club provided shelter, refuge, if
Thank
you will.
God.
How kind.
On a Sunday? Was it a
Yeah.
Sunday?
It was a Sunday. On
They
a
were
Sunday.
closed.
They were doing
Remember?
God's work in a strip club.
It's where magic
A
happens.
lot of people screaming, "Oh God!"
Where the magic happens. The Long brothers climbed over the
I like
concrete
that
wall.
we use that. That's their name. That's funny. For a strip
That's-
club.
Yeah.
Stars Cabaret.
Yes.
The
Yes.
Long brothers climbed over the concrete wall onto the highway. They saw cars sandwiched together. A semi possibly tipped over onto another car. My goodness. What a wreck.
Yeah.
They went back over the wall, and another guy came over with me, and the two of us were just standing there helping people over.
You
There
keep referring to the wall, and I want to make sure that we have. Is this the wall or is this?
It's
a
unclear.
wall?
Honestly, it's
unclear at
unclear.
this
It's
point?
unclear.
I mean,
For the-
well, we're in Wisconsin,
Unclear.
so I don't. I
For the
just
help
don't
of
know.
our
Yeah.
viewers
Yeah.
or viewer, I'd like to let them know.
Di, we want
All
to show
of
you.
Mom,
That one.
Mom,
Hey,
Anyone who might be
Mom.
watching.
we'd like
Mom.
to show you a map of where.
Mom, I
so
told you to watch.
there's the Stars Cabaret.
Goodness.
Oh, this is great.
Green Valley Road, which I assume
Oh.
is an access
That's
road.
a frontage road,
Frontage
sure.
road.
Yeah.
So there's 41.
There
I
it
want to
is.
know what Norms is.
Well, I don't know.
Where the hell is Green Valley
I feel
Road?
like it looks like it's a motel.
Ah, see?
Hang on, I'll stand by. I'm gonna zoom
Okay,
in.
okay. All right.
Wait, hang on a minute.
I'm just so concerned.
Do you know
Now,
where
see,
Green Valley Road
because
is?
look,
though?
because see, look
Where's
here,
that?
Stars
Yep,
Cabaret,
yep,
and then
yep,
Norm's
yep.
has got a little bed
It's right
logo.
in front of
It sure
Stars
does.
Cabaret.
I think it looks
Yeah.
like a little motel, and I bet you can get.
It's a whorehouse.
I bet there's a pathway from Stars
Whores.
Cabaret
Oh, yes,
somewhere
there
right
is.
here. There's
I
a,
can see it.
under-
Look, I
Yeah,
can see
I
it.
can see it
There's
from-
a little walking path right there
And
from
look,
the
there's a
from the back
basketball
door
court.
of the Stars
There's a
Cabaret.
basketball court or something.
I'm sure there's a lot of backdoor
It's
stuff
parking.
going on at Norm's. There's
Oh, is that
parking
parking?
lot, yeah.
Oh, the green part?
Maybe.
Green
Not
Valley
grass.
Road.
Oh, that might
Where
be
is
the
that,
pool.
Clayton?
Good call.
if I'd have been listening to the story, I could tell you, Doug.
I'm just curious.
What
now.
city or state is that in?
It's in Phoenix, Arizona.
It
didn't
is in Neenah,
Neenah, Wisconsin.
Neenah, Wisconsin. There it is.
Oh, it's right there on my little Google
There,
map.
right on your map.
Remember.
Now they're right across the street from a big place. Oh, it's the
IKEA?
It's affordable security and storage in Neenah,
Yeah.
Oshkosh.
Bagosh.
God
Yeah.
damn it! This looks like a.
Listen,
Oh, they're close to a cemetery too.
here's the moral of the story.
Oh, there's a story.
Here's
There's
the moral of the
there's a
story.
moral. That's the
I
more
don't
important part.
understand.
Oddly coming.
Should
from
you find yourself in Neenah, Wisconsin, please stop by
Please.
the Stars
Stars.
Cabaret and
No.
thank the kind gentlemen,
Wouldn't
the
you?
Long brothers.
And then stay at Norm's.
And then
If you mention the
stay at Norm's.
accident,
Yeah.
you get 10% off.
10% off. It's just like the gift
Yeah,
store at the
I like
Vatican.
it. That's
This gets
exactly right.
this discount is not verified, but go ask for it. Go ask for it.
I'm sure that just being at Norm's, they're going to be like, well, thanks for stopping by.
But they
a
would.
discount.
But the strippers, they have a Wisconsin accent, though, right?
I'm sure they
The
would.
girl,
Oh,
right?
for God's sake, there's a big accident up there.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
I hope the Long brothers will get them down here,
oh
you
my
know.
God, you like my tits, eh?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to picture that.
I thought that the clamoring was my tits just going up and down, but, you know, apparently there was a big accident up there on the 42.
You missed the
41.
Whatever.
first of, two things.
221.
Tits in her face.
Two things.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
It got
it's
my
Interstate
shots.
41. Second of all, Stars Cabaret isn't open on Sundays.
Yeah. So-
There were no strippers in
no
the
Yeah,
Norms.
but they
strippers.
were practicing.
No, well, they must have been at Norms because they were not.
In my mind, they were there though.
Exactly. They were laid up at Norm's, you know
They
what I'm
were
saying?
not at the
Jeez.
Stars
They were at
Cabaret.
Norm's on their
'cause
day
it's not
off.
open on
They
Sundays.
got beer and brats over at Norm's.
Listen, we covered this. There's even a nice alliteration. No stripper Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
Stripper-free Sundays.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sunday
Free the
fun day
stripper
then.
Sundays. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
All right, you got a story?
No boobs on the
Oh, yeah.
Sabbath.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. I sure do. No tits on the
No
Sabbath.
tits on the Sabbath.
They're civilized.
Good Lord.
Your clean copper clappers, they're off on a Sunday. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Norm's is busy. I tell you what, Norm, she's full up over at Norm's. Goddamn.
Full up.
Full up.
Oh, somebody grab a casserole. There was an accident.
Anybody checked out Cheddar
That would
lately?
be so. What would happen? Someone would make a.
I've got
They
a
wouldn't make a casserole.
casserole.
They would take one to
That's
the
right,
freezer.
out of the
That's
freezer.
already been made.
That's right. Oh, just in case, I always have these on hand.
An extra casserole.
That's right. Oh, you gotta.
Oh, it's just the best. God
Yeah.
damn.
I mean, if you don't, oh,
You gotta.
shoot. You're just not prepared. You know.
Winnie the shit.
A retelling.
That's
Amina,
great.
that's fantastic.
So,
You might have to say that again later.
I don't know if
Oh, God.
I don't know if you had saved that the clip of the Cunter. I sent it to
Is
you.
it-
The
oh,
the
my God. You always do this to
no
me.
no no. I don't mean for right now. I just had sent you the one thing. I didn't want you to ask me in the middle of the story because then it would get.
When did you send
confusing.
it to me?
Unlike right now. Whatever. A minute ago.
Oh.
I don't need it for right now.
When do you need it for?
Well, whenever. So there's some free psychic readings that I want y'all to know about.
Great.
I gotta get that ready.
Free.
Well, if you don't know about the free psychic readings,
Oh,
the
I get-
best place to find out about them is with John Oliver.
Oh wow.
Because John Oliver is amazing,
I love him.
for real. So
He
in
was
the
on
the
Colbert
opening,
this week, I think.
was he? Oh, I didn't see that.
I
On
have,
the-
I have it recorded.
On his new season,
Mhm.
right? That started just on Sunday. As
Oh, then I have that recorded at home too.
so good.
I'll go home and watch it.
As Wanda Joe is back.
Oh,
Wanda
great.
Joe is
Yes.
his wife. On the show. As may have been foretold in this week's episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, he turned his attention to, as you guessed it, psychics.
There's the
who-
links in the chat room.
The link is in the chat room. You can get a free psychic reading from Wanda Joe. From Wanda Joe. I'm telling you,
Does this
it's
for free.
fucking amazing is what it is. I've done that a few times. I've gone in there a couple times. The only people, he describes the psychics as the only people with more misplaced confidence than Michael Avenatti. While it's easy to dismiss psychics as a joke, Oliver said, a recent poll found that 1 out of 10 Americans believe in psychics.
Oh no.
A statistic he put into context by noting that out of all the people who saw John Travolta's movie Gotti, 4 of them believe in psychics.
Oh no.
Not only do people believe in them, but people are willing to shell out a lot of cash to daytime TV staples. According to Oliver, it's a $2.2 billion
Wow.
industry, right?
Remember
with
Dionne
Clayton-
Warwick?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, but Dionne Warwick was never a psychic. She was
No, I
merely
know,
the
but she was-
spokesperson
Psychic
for
Network,
yeah.
whatever.
I know.
But the interesting thing, I had just been talking to Clayton. There's a on Netflix documentary, and it's called An Honest Liar.
I watched it.
Did you? Did you like it?
It was all right. It wasn't
Yeah.
what I expected.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't 100% what I had expected either, but it was
But
interesting.
I liked that he outed people that were lying to the public.
Yes.
I like him.
And the Honest Liar, there was a magician who was on like the Great Carlisle. No,
No.
what am I doing it wrong? We'll get it. The Great Karnak. No,
No.
Karnak was Carson.
Carson.
Anyway, this person was on
He was a spoon bender. He went around saying he could move shit.
Uri Geller.
Uri Geller. That's the one. Uri-
Total of the
But Uri
70s. I know.
Geller?
I was fascinated.
Which one are you talking about?
no, he was the Great
Who? The guy, the subject of the documentary? The Amazing Randy.
The Amazing Randy. Thank you.
Right. He
Sorry.
used to be on Carson and all the other talk
Yes,
shows back in the
yes.
day.
The Amazing Randy.
Right.
And so he went around and he loved the fact he was a liar, and he would tell you, I'm
Right.
going to fool you.
Right.
And people would pay him.
And then he'd fool them.
And he was telling them the truth because he's an honest liar.
That's
But then he found all of these people that were, and you are healed. Oh, brother Doug, you have this
Oh, yeah.
and you have this and you
So
live
gross.
at. And he'd go through all these things. So he put a thing together and a team basically to try to out these people. And like on Carson, he outed this guy who
This televangelist.
televangelist who was going to, and he said, well, listen. And it was his wife in his ear telling him the
Oh.
different people and how he would be like, "Oh, Clayton McKee from this address and the whatever."
They intercepted radio frequency. They figured out there was a radio frequency
Yes.
within the auditorium.
That is crazy.
He
So
had a
they recorded.
specialist
They
come in.
recorded. They had a guy dressed as a security guard come in with equipment, find the frequency, and they recorded the entire monologue that she had. Then they synced up the tape of the televangelist on the floor of the auditorium doing his thing, and they synced it up with the audio that they discovered, and figured out that's what was happening. She's saying, "No, it's Helen Smith, and she's in a red dress. No, to your left, to your left, to your left, there, right there," and he'd find her. Like, that's how they did all of it. Which now we know a lot of that stuff, but he's the first guy that outed all of that shit.
And he had it recorded. So, like, you would hear it just, and he replayed it on Carson.
And he's like, "It's amazing that the Divine One's voice sounds just like his wife."
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Wow.
And, like, so here on Carson, the person is like, "Oh,"
Well,
you know, yeah. But Oliver is talking about very similar things in this show, because he says, for Oliver, he finds
that's
mediums.
right, Jenny. Peter Popoff was the televangelist.
That's
you are
right,
correct.
exactly.
Oh, and he
Thank
still
you.
has the ministry, fucker.
Oh,
Anot knows.
well, that's why when you were the other names you were saying, I'm like, no, and I couldn't get
Uri
it.
Geller
and-
was the spoonbender guy.
Yep,
We're talking
yep.
about, right?
So he finds mediums, who are the people that claim to be able to commune with the dead, to be particularly egregious, as their business comes at the expense of people who are desperate to hear from their deceased loved ones. And I completely agree. That said, even Oliver has to admit it makes for compelling television, even if he thinks it does, or that it is odd that the conduit to the afterlife is the Long Island medium Teresa Caputo,
I can't stand
who
her.
he describes as living proof of what would happen if you added too much baking soda to Edie Falco. According to Oliver, psychics work by either hot reading people, which involves doing preliminary
reads,
research,
yeah.
right, into the subjects of their reading, which is basically what was happening with Peter
music man.
Popoff.
Right.
Because the hot reading, the wife was actually doing that, but they would have people come in, and as they're waiting in that long fucking line to get in, they would fill out a card.
Right.
And it would have all their information and all this. So, like, the fact that there was a small child, a little kid that had a tumor, I believe.
Something, yeah.
And that he was like, "Child is healed. It'll go away." What the fuck?
And people
Right?
would literally
So
throw their
bad.
medications away.
Yes.
And, like,
Yes.
stop taking
So
stuff, and it was
gross.
worse for them.
Awful. Go ahead.
Oh.
No,
we're gonna
please.
no, because when you finish your story, we're going to talk about something else. It's still in the same vein.
The preliminary research is the hot reading, and then the cold reading would be people who make like a calculated, if scattershot guesses, in the hope of eliciting responses. Like, I see somebody that has a D, David, Donald, Doug,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
yeah, Doug, right? Where
The ones
people
on the
react.
I've heard on the radio do that.
Once people respond, this is where some of those responses come from, with Wanda Joe in the free psychic reading. So, for example, they indiscriminately shout the names of dead Irishmen in a hotel ballroom. Once people, and that's exactly, he shows this thing of the James.
Yeah.
Is
James
McCreary here?
Simmons.
Where's
Right.
McCreary?
Well, no, he was like Brian O'Flannery, O'Connor, and it was like an Irish get together
Right.
in this fucking ballroom. So take a stab in the dark at a Brian,
Right.
and something. He kept saying something.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit! Oh bullshit! Right. Once people respond, it helps the psychic narrow down their questions until they make a connection with an audience member. It's not an exact science. Well, it's not a science at all.
At all, right.
Right. So for Oliver, at best it's reckless, and at worst, when psychic ability is presented as authentic, it can open the door to graft, fraud, and heartlessness. According to Oliver, bless you, parents whose children are missing are frequently targeted by psychics.
This is awful.
yeah.
And as he notes, the last thing parents seeking information about their missing children needs is to be targeted by attention-seeking parasites that feed off human tragedy, like a heart-sized deer tick, or a human-sized, deer tick. I worked in. There was a boy who had been abducted in St. Joseph, Minnesota. His name was Jacob Wetterling, and I was we lived up near there in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota, and I worked for Patty Wetterling, who I just believed in like there was no tomorrow. Oddly, connection to the show, because we all know I think that Michelle Bachmann's a cunt, and she ran
to me. That's
she ran against Michelle Bachmann because she ran for office years and years and years later. In 87, Jacob was, in 89, Jacob was abducted. And it was one of those things like John Walsh was a big part of it.
America's Most Wanted.
Mm-hmm. And so in 1991, after I moved back from here, I had been here about 6 months. I moved back from here, and there was an opening at the Wetterling Foundation. And it was supposed to just be kind of as a volunteer coming in. And I was fascinated. I mean, we could have sworn that we saw the guy, me and a friend of mine, because he was laughing when the stuff came on. We were at a Ground Round, of all things, if anybody knows what that is.
The hell is that?
It's a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Where Cat would be in hell, where people throw peanut shells on the floor. That kind of
I love
classy
those
place.
places.
I do it too.
Are you kidding me? I fucking love those places.
But not working there. That's what I'm saying.
I know how to sweep a floor. I don't give a shit.
She's dealt with popcorn, for God's sake.
Did popcorn for years.
Stuff, but
that wasn't my issue. You would.
Anyway, so anyway, I got involved with this thing, and I was there, and it was part of it was answering phones all the time, and there were so many psychics that would call in, and they sounded so legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we were supposed to screen a lot of those things and just write the stuff down. And when I came in, one day, Patty was sitting there just crying because there were voicemails, right? They could call in after hours. And this psychic person had called, they used to put their phone number out so that people could call them no matter what. Because if you're going to call about my kid, and psychics would call at 3 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the morning and wake them up at all hours. But she came in, and this last one, there was something that she heard in it, and she was sobbing and bought into it. There was something that the psychic said, absolutely not legitimate, absolutely turned out to just be a whole load of horseshit, but in kind of a cold reading, even on a voicemail, was able to say something that just enough.
Tugged a string.
Jacob had been missing at that point over 2.5 years.
Oh.
Wow.
So this wasn't like a new thing. And they literally within the last 6 months, I believe, found his remains.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 30 years later?
Down the street from...
From what'd you say, 80?
89.
89. 30 years
Yep.
later.
Yep. And so, but and all of these people, even a couple years later, like he was apparently dead within hours.
Yeah.
And that's the norm. But all of these people, he's alive. He's alive. I can see him. He's alive. I'm telling you. So when I saw this, it touched a different, a real place, because I have been a part of that. Like I've seen firsthand a mom of a missing kid.
Yeah. Get
lose her
exploited.
shit and get exploited. Right.
Yeah. That's horrible.
Luckily, Oliver has the solution. His very own psychic on his very own daytime talk show, Wakey Wakey with John Oliver, which airs sometime between 9 and 3 in the afternoon. And to help him promote the new venture, Oliver brings out noted psychic Wanda Jo Oliver. She is not only a psychic, but also his loving wife and former SNL star Rachel Dratch. She joined him on stage to help solicit customers to get psychic readings at their 2 new websites. One of them doesn't show up, WandaJoFreePsychic.com or themediumimpressive.com. Those in need of those who are just curious can simply click on the link and get a free psychic reading that Oliver promises is exactly as accurate as any psychic reading that you would pay money for. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So that's the end. But if you went on and saw the psychic reading, it's fantastic.
Wow.
It's fantastic. And it really is just...
And that it's to that degree that you're
Well, and-
out there.
and it's all over. I mean, granted, there's the stuff with
Who was the woman that was always on daytime television with a raspy voice?
dead now. That's
Yeah, who that one? But who this? And she
was always on like Montel.
Oh yeah, and she's just a horrible person. Because a friend of mine went to see her when she was here in Arizona. It's just how just fucking lazy she was.
Right.
So this is what she would tell everybody. Oh yeah, your house, it was built on Indian ruins, and you have ghosts. She just like because she could tell that to people in Arizona, and those dumbasses would buy that shit.
Right.
And then the one I saw on what was the Montel one that she was on? What is her name? We've got to figure out her name. Yeah, that one. God, she drives me
I
fucking
think
crazy.
she probably died of throat cancer.
My
just a guess.
favorite one of her is they showed her on the TV, and this poor woman this is just one of the stupid Montel ones, and she's in the audience, and the lady goes, "Well, I just want to know if you can help me because my dad, on his deathbed, he whispered something into my mom's ear. Sylvia
Brown.
Brown. No,
That's right.
That's it.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you. And
Still
he
dead.
whispered something into my mom's ear.
Sylvia. Fuck off, Sylvia.
Fuck off, Sylvia. And she said, and this poor woman, she's like, but we don't know what it was, and like my mom died, we don't know. So like, can you help me with like what that is? And she just totally flippant. She's like, well, I'm doing it. She does her bullshit, and she's like, oh yes. She's like, oh yeah. She's like, well, and it was like you could tell they were like late for the commercial break. So she goes, well, yeah. She's like, well, what it was is your dad's not your biological dad, and so what can you do? And then they cut to commercial.
We'll be back right after this.
We'll be right after this.
Oh my God.
And she said it like she was talking about the weather. Well, your dad's not your dad, but oh well. What can you do?
That's brilliant.
Okay, so question.
Yeah.
In the same vein.
Yeah.
And I agree. I don't buy into all of this stuff, but I see stuff, and I don't know. Have you watched Tyler Henry?
He was totally a part of this. He was on.
They say he's a big fraud.
Part of it.
So I want to know how. Okay, because all of the people that he talks to, they all say that they.
I want to know that too.
He comes up with stuff according to them, unless they're all paid off.
I think they're all lying.
They say he says things that there is you can't Google it. You can't look it up. Now, I get he says the thing is he never wants to know who he's going to read. He never knows where his mother is taking him when he drives.
But somebody
all
else
of that
knows
stuff.
and can tell him.
Right.
Okay, no.
And they were
I get
saying
that.
a lot of the stuff you can Google.
Yeah.
That, like they're again.
He says, "Oh, I didn't know you had a previous relationship." Well, Google did.
Go ahead. I'm
But
sorry.
no, but according to what they say, and again, it's a ruse. I get all that, but I want to know more of how it's done.
Yeah,
From
so
the
do I.
From the standpoint of, according to some of the people that he talks to, they're like, "There's no way you could have known I had a."
They say he does cold readings too, though.
A black-faced cat at 3 years old. Like,
right.
I knew that, but nobody else knew that.
Right.
But
right.
I don't like. There's just stupid shit that comes up, and I'm like,
One of the things
How
that he
is this
does,
what it is?
I do know this one because he says he's a medical intuitive. That's my favorite one.
Okay.
Oh, he does that all the time.
Okay.
And he does it like, I feel like, this.
he'll lay his hands on somebody.
Oh, right.
He does his little coloring.
He's-
He goes like this. He's like, like there's some like organ that's because all your fucking organs are
Right.
right here. So he's all, I feel like you have a problem with one of the organs in your body. Yeah.
I've never seen him
you
do
mean
that.
the organ on my forehead?
Oh,
Oh no, wait, there's
that's
no organs
funny.
there.
I've never seen that
He's
part.
a fucking
You know,
idiot.
but he did.
But it is
what they
convincing.
showed on John Oliver, right? Because I watched him too, and I think that's pretty fantastic. But what they showed on John Oliver was with Matt Lauer, and it was something where he's like, and I think that I see a boat, I see a fishing boat, and I see a man telling you like when you're out there by yourself that everything, and he goes through this whole thing, and Matt Lauer is crying, and goes back and whatever when he goes live back to the studio.
Is this
right?
before
'Cause
he
he's,
locked
like,
a woman in his office?
Oh,
and took-
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
Tyler Henry didn't see that though.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
guess
he
not.
did not see that coming.
Didn't see any sexual assault
No,
going on.
but he was looking for that. I see an organ.
I see her. I think there's an organ.
It's a lower, but it was it. He said, I don't know how he could have known any of that, and blah blah blah. And I used to something, and John Oliver goes, okay, so then there's this, and he goes to something on Google that they Googled where he was like, my dad used to take me out in a boat and we would just sit there and we could fish for hours. And ever since my dad died, I'll go out and I'll go fly fishing, or I'll go do these different things, and I just think about my dad, and I wish he could be there talking to me.
Yeah. So it was out
And
there.
so it was there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. And he's going to be here on Friday. So Tyler
Henry will be here in town?
Yeah. And I saw that he was coming, and I thought of you.
They'll explain it more clearly because I saw him on TV, so I Googled, "Is Tyler Henry a fraud?" And
Yeah.
there was tons there. So go do that Google search.
I'll
and
have to
they'll-
look that up.
They'll tell you.
I'm just very curious because again, I would love to because somebody who's maybe I'm wrong. I feel like I'm not a person you can Google a hell of a lot about. My hometown, that's easy.
Right.
What have I done in my career? I've been on TV, been on radio. I've hosted a bunch of gay shit in bars. Blah 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 blah.
How many colors of cats are?
Yeah, that's what I do. but I'm pink shaved. But I'm curious.
Jenny, that's fantastic.
Are they gonna? I would love to sit down with somebody like that and them literally pull something out of a hat.
I agree.
That there's absolutely no way that anybody other than possibly
ever
my
know.
mother, and my mom doesn't remember all the weird shit I remember. Like, she's not going to know either. Like, it would just be interesting to see. I don't know. I just would love to see that happen.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Me too.
Now, granted,
The person that that I was wanting to that I was talking about is John Edwards. He's
that motherfucker.
Right. So
Does he come out of the woodwork?
That's the one who
He did the
Grandma's
biggest
a bitch.
disappearing act I've ever seen.
Oh, he really did.
He's,
No, seriously. For years, I'm like, please, does anyone know where he is? And the answer was
Yeah,
no.
his tickets are on sale right now to be able to go see him, but that's something totally separate that we can look up. This is he where he was going on and on about a woman. I see a woman in this Patrick O'Shaughnessy's life, whatever, that we could never really nail down who that was. Oh, maybe it's not you. It's the guy behind you. Maybe that. Oh, that's where I'm getting that. And then he says something about and he has a problem with women. And he's talking to these two women that are standing there, and they're like, no? Like, so he's doing the reading of them.
Yeah.
And going on. And I see that there's a problem with a woman. And John Oliver was so funny because he's like, he stays with it. God bless
Yeah,
him.
he
He stays with
does
it. He
not
runs
back
with
off
it.
on
He's
this
not
one, yeah.
backing down because he sees it, And he says, well, I don't know. I can only tell you what they're telling me, and she's a bitch.
Wow.
Grandma's a bitch.
Grandma's a bitch.
And so when you go on to these, the Wanda Joe, the first one when I clicked on it last night, I don't know what to tell you, but Grandma's a bitch. She's a fucking bitch.
That would be my
And
psychic
just went
reading
on
for
and
you.
on. I was dying. I was
Grandmother's a
absolutely
bitch.
fucking dying.
Oh, no, is this, hang on. Is it going to play it? Right, this is a slow processor. Maybe it's not going to play it. I thought it was going to play something for it. Never mind.
It should. Did you, for Wanda Joe?
But the processor on this computer is so old and slow.
I see.
So never mind.
I see.
Go to
Anyway.
the website yourself.
Yeah.
Korean fishing city of Gunsan have any significance to you? No? Well, there's someone here who's claiming it does. What do you want me to do? Call them a liar? Maybe it means somebody, the person behind you.
Oh, my
or the person
God.
behind them somewhere within a 20-block radius of you. There's someone to whom this means something. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's just hysterical.
I'm gonna
It's
go
these
home and watch
20-second, just 20-second
Free
things.
readings.
Yeah, your reading is done. Would you like another? I mean, it just fucking, I was dying. It's 25 seconds worth of just bullshit, which you get free as opposed to going to see John
I
Edwards.
love it.
And
Oliver.
you'll get the same thing.
John Oliver.
No, John Edwards, the psychic guy.
Oh.
Yeah, no, John
Okay.
Oliver, I'd pay whatever to go
Yeah.
see, but John Edward, excuse me, not Edwards. Yeah.
Can I ask you, is that
Yeah.
little thing over your camera on your laptop? What is that little piece of paper for?
Oh, so that when I'm at work, because we do high five meetings, and that way they can't see the camera. Like the camera, if it pops on, they can't see me.
Okay.
Why?
I just thought there was a conspiracy theory issue going
So
somewhere.
the Russians can't watch
I
it.
wasn't
No,
sure.
because
The
we have high
Russians are
five
watching.
meetings.
I don't know what that even
and
means.
like go to meeting, high five, so they can hold the meeting in Chandler.
Yeah.
And I can be at home and I'm part of the meeting.
Oh, gotcha.
But
I see. All right.
you can click camera off and do whatever.
But should it accidentally ever come on, You don't want them to see you in your fishing hat or
Oh
whatever
no,
you're
I don't
wearing.
give a shit because I'm usually like I'm from the waist up, you know. Like but I just don't want them to see that I'm not really. I mean, I'm totally paying attention.
Right.
What I mean by that is, no, but I mean like I'm getting coffee and I'm doing other things and
Not
so
paying attention.
I want them to
Exactly.
see that I'm.
It
focused.
seems like not paying attention
I'm
to me.
focused on something.
Got it.
That's
Can we
awesome.
move on?
Digress.
So which part?
Yeah.
I don't know. The
Anything.
showboard's gone completely off the rails
Yeah.
once
doesn't-
again. but-
Go ahead.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Are we still in headlines?
Maybe.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, they had 3 apiece.
Did I have any more? Hang on, am I done? I had one
I
more.
know, we're like
Yep.
headline abundant.
But I think I'm gonna say this one.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna say it. Yeah, we're just gonna
That's
say
allowed.
that. See,
We
yeah,
can do that.
I sure it is. It's my show.
We got like 2 other segments to do still.
I don't know how we're gonna get to all these.
Fucking late.
Jenny says that glad that Rachel's making fun of the psychic thing, but I buy it sometimes, and I'm not personally trying to say that some of that can't be.
It's a
I mean,
possibility.
anything is possible.
You know,
what
it's a-
they're making fun of are the people that fucking.
But this is a really
rape
horrible
money
story.
from other
And when
people.
Oliver does those deep dives like
Yep.
he does, it's a serious thing.
Absolutely, and for taking money from people like
Yeah.
that and doing that,
And
kind
their
of
dead
shit,
children,
and
yeah.
dead children. right.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's when I don't buy it.
To borrow a phrase from St. Matto, it's all bull hockey.
It's bull hockey.
Nice.
Bull hockey.
I like the bull hockey.
It should be bull hockey.
And recently, a psychic moved into a house across the street from me.
How do you know
Oh,
that?
you-
Ahead of time?
Because
Is there
there's
a
a big
sign?
fucking sign that
Shut up.
says psychic out front. Yeah, I'll take a picture of it.
I didn't
I
know how
guess
you
there's this
knew.
little arc
That's how
when
you
you go
know.
see the ones
Leave
that do
that
the that do the palm
Sign
reading.
this
Saw your
thing.
sign. Thank you, sir.
It's always the same kind of arc where they are like, here's
Excuse
the
me,
good,
sir, you're a
here's the
psychic.
bad.
How did you know?
There's I feeling that there's someone that you are in conflict with and they are a barrier to your success. So,
Right.
and so what I'm encouraging you to do is meditate. Like it's just the
Oh,
same
do you
art.
mean my boss?
And they do exactly. And they just do these are the palm readers. They do 20 minutes for $20 and they just do that same thing all day long.
Right.
They just say it to everybody.
Right.
Well, I think there's a barrier. Someone's getting in your way.
You know
need
what's
to
more-
meditate.
you know
and
what's
they
m-
just ka-ching, ka-ching,
Sure.
ka-ching.
You know what's more worthwhile than that $20 20-minute thing?
What?
Hi,
Si-
meow.
I'm curious now.
No,
Me too.
it's $60 60-minute chair massage.
Yes.
That's better.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It's entertainment. Figure
Oh,
out what
God.
you're gonna do.
Entertainment.
It's called the teaser.
All right.
Now,
supposed to
talk
say
now.
things right now,
Oscars.
like-
We're going to talk about the Oscars. Al's trauma, my trauma. But overall, I think it went really well.
No host.
Overall, it went really well.
The
but
Oscars, not
people
Al.
are traumatized.
No. The show went well. Al didn't.
There's that. All right, we're
Yeah,
gonna
well.
Possibly
we're gonna
go
come back
wrong.
and talk briefly about entertainment stuff, and then Kat might have a minute. Well, we have the Wheel of Fun coming up. It'll be exciting. Look out for
New
this.
segment, I
It's
know.
a new segment. It's
Nice.
exciting. So stick with us. It's 2 minutes. We'll be back. Just honest to God, really.
Instead of mailing everyone my vacation photos, I'm saving a ton of time by posting them to my wall.
You're listening to Q Talk America. This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
Oh, look at this. We're in the C block. It's the last hour. Well, it's not going to be an hour. We can't possibly go that long. We don't have that much material.
Sure
and,
we could.
And Al's not. No, we're not going that long. I got shit to do, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Again, hour 3 is what we're in. This is show 379, the 26th of February. God, next it's March already. Are you kidding? The end of this week, it's March.
Very busy.
Crazy busy.
Things are happening.
We got lots going on. By the way, Al Perkins, again, is out of the country. He's in Sydney, Australia. So if you're looking for Al, sorry to disappoint, but
sorry about your life.
Doug Wilkie is here filling in diligently for him, as Doug basically does about every week.
Yeah.
For somebody
That's right.
on this show. It's all good.
It's wonderful.
Thank you all for being in the chat room and playing along with all of us during this extended, well, it's a normal Tuesday night for us. But here is Doug Wilkie.
So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for Al to be that he's excited to be in.
Al to be gone.
No, to be in Sydney. I already got pictures from him. Did you
I
see
did.
the pictures?
I saw some
Okay.
pictures. Yes.
No, I'm not happy that he's gone. He was very kind. I'm drinking the wine right now. He bought me 2 bottles of a fantastic wine.
Oh.
And then probably bought what looked like about $500 worth of champagne for Oscar night.
no
which
shit,
you'll be
that's
drinking
true.
for the rest of the year.
That's true.
So it's very kind. And so Al, here's to you. Thank you. It was
Al.
very kind.
Cheers, queers.
And I'm happy that I'm here, is what I'm trying to say, is because Al and I love the Oscars as much as Al. We've had, for more than 35 years, we've had a standing date for the show.
Mm-hmm.
You were there. Clayton was there and watched it with us. There's been a lot of drama, whether you follow the headlines or not, about this year, the whole, what's his face getting canned from being
Kevin
the host.
Hart.
Kevin Hart, thank you. And then were they going to have a host or not? And then should we have a popular film category or not? And then they were going to have the stars introduce the winners from last year. It was just drama.
Okay.
So we were really expecting just a car wreck. And it just wasn't one.
No.
I think from start to
It
finish,
was
you can help
lovely.
me out here.
That's
I
happy
think it
news.
went really well.
Good.
It was hostless. That was fine. It was wonderful. They had
done
Maya
it before.
Rudolph. Yeah, that had happened before. They had Maya Rudolph.
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
They did that. So it was like they made a big production like we're not your host, and then they did some jokes like a host would do for like 2
Like you
whole
do.
minutes, and it was great.
Right, then
It
we
was a
moved on.
streamlined show.
Yeah.
Little minutia that I noticed before we get into the awards, and I liked it. Instead of, and I noticed that they have this now. So they have the stars come out and introduce or present, but they are no longer. If you notice, they're not reading the names of the nominees. So they don't want any of that thing to go wrong.
It's
so
all
they had
pre-recorded.
Well, it's
No more
announcer.
Adele
It's
Dazeem?
no more Adele Dazeem, and some of them just don't
Ah.
even know. Well, he took a lot of heat for that, as he should. I still think that's the most ridiculous thing in the world. But he's not the only one. There are people that your only job that you've known about forever is to walk out and read names, and they fuck it up all the time. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't even know what the fuck they're doing there.
On this
So-
show, we just call those names
Yeah,
European.
yeah, right.
I don't know how to fucking say it. It's
So-
European.
We don't know.
They had who I call that disembodied voice lady
Yeah.
who you never saw. They don't say who she is. She did.
The
She
voice of
read
God.
all the voice of God. She read all the names, and I liked it because we were very international. When it was Alfonso Cuarón, that's how she said it. Like we did all the right things. So I thought that was great. They were trying to get away from the long thing. I don't think there were any big debacles. The winners were good. So the big news was Glenn Close lost. Al and I were waiting and waiting and waiting. The only person that likes her as much as Al is me, and we were waiting for her to win. And we thought she was going to win. She won everything, almost everything, in the run-up, and she didn't win. So we were a little bummed about that. So
Very sad.
our gal Glenn. But the other wins I thought were great.
Mahershala Ali.
Thank you, Mahershala Ali. It was a very diverse show. That was good. Regina King, great. The speeches I thought were really well done. I always love the little awards people, and I always have, because they're the people that don't get the big headlines, and they always have the most gracious speeches about the industry and about the people that they're with. I thought it was great. I liked Lady Gaga winning and Bradley Cooper winning the song one. Best Picture was The Green Book. That was a surprise. I think people thought that was going to be either Roma or maybe Black Panther or Black Klansman.
Black
So-
Klansman. I think a lot of people thought Black Klansman.
Spike Lee, I loved
Especially Spike Lee.
but of course we knew he was going to be political, and he was.
Of
And
course he was.
I love that he said we need to do the right thing in 2020, which Trump
and
had
I
a freak out about.
I love that he was like, you didn't think I was gonna not say that.
Oh yeah, people
But
were
my
waiting for the
favorite-
gracious Spike Lee speech. That did not happen.
Shit. And I loved that he was like whooping it up while he was sitting in there, and Barbara Streisand and Spike Lee.
So Al and I love that they didn't have Barbara Streisand. They thought it was going to be the best song
Right.
for Lady Gaga,
Yep,
all
yep,
that connection.
yep.
No, they had her introduce Black Klansman.
I know it.
Which Al loved that, and
Thought it was
so did I.
brilliant. Yeah.
Brilliant. And I love when she said, "Yeah, I talked to Spike. It was easy because we're both from Brooklyn."
I know it.
It's like,
And then he whoops
oh
it up,
my
and then she's
God,
like,
it's
and we both like hats.
So we both
I just
like
thought that was
hats.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
So
that
the
was
only weird thing that I saw, I'm going to make a connection earlier, like the rabbit one from Coleman and Olivia Colman.
Yeah,
And I didn't say this when we were watching. So in '89, when Do the Right Thing, which is one of Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, which is one of the greatest films ever made, and that's not an exaggeration, was
No, it
not
really
even
was.
nominated
Yeah.
for Best Picture or Best Director. Best Director, and that year it lost to Driving Miss Daisy,
Right. Oh,
which
will
Al
talk
hated.
about that.
And this year the
Which
film
Al refers to as make the bitch walk.
let the bitch walk. This year though, and I think it is kind of odd. He then loses to the film that was described as the reverse Driving Miss Daisy.
Absolutely, I
So
agree.
what is Spike Lee
know.
thinking now? Like, what
Fuck
the
you.
fuck
Yeah.
do I have to
Well,
do?
did you hear what he said?
Gotta put
I
a
think the
wipers in
ra-
a black
he was-
person
he
in a
was
car.
like,
Drive
"Drive
him
him
around."
Drive him
That's
around.
what the fuck you
That's
have
what
to
he
do.
asked
Yeah.
Kat Carlson for the win. I'm gonna email old Spike that one.
He
Please
was
do,
sitting
yeah.
there. Did you see
Tell him I
him
said
in the
hi.
post conference? Like he was sitting there and
Was
he
he
was drinking
drunk?
champagne,
Yeah.
and people were asking him questions. He kept drinking the champagne, and
Yeah.
they said, "Well, what did you think about losing the Green,
Green Book,
And he's
yeah.
like this: "I'm gonna keep drinking just a minute."
Oh.
And then he said, "Well, I think the ref made a bad call."
Oh wow.
And then he put the stuff down. It was something like that. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But
Thank you
made a
for
bad
letting me
call.
know.
That
yeah.
was-
Oh, of course.
He was
Yeah.
very clear about the fact that, well, they made a bad call. You know, with his basketball references all the time. So, yeah, it was very
Anant
interesting.
is criticizing me. Jeez, it's not that hard to pronounce. Anant, it's harder when you've had 3 glasses of wine.
Seems valid.
Was there...
I don't see the lies.
Mahersh was the lie.
Mahershala Did anyone pay any attention to Miss Selma Blair?
With her cane?
What did
no,
she
but
do?
I read things. She has MS.
Yeah, she was
Oh, I
diagnosed with
didn't
MS.
know that.
Yeah.
And it was the first thing
Wow.
that she's gone to. And I thought, before even
Wow, I
but
didn't
she
know that.
looked gorgeous. I thought the dress, she just looked beautiful, and she had a bedazzled cane.
Nice.
And she gave her first interview to look at that, and I just fucked it up.
So she was at the Oscars.
Yes.
She was. She went to
I
the
did- on the red
Oscars.
I
carpet
didn't.
with
Oh,
Justin
I
She
didn't
was, and as
see
they were
this.
taking the pictures of her, she
Oh,
was just crying
wow.
and,
Oh,
and
now
just
I
had
wanna see
tears
it.
in her eyes because she was so excited. She's like, I just enjoyed every moment of it. I love Selma Blair.
Oh yeah, what's not
They
to like?
always talk about Mean Girls or this or this, but she was the fucking funniest and the sweetest thing.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Oh my god,
I know.
her, she killed me, just killed me with
Clayton's
that.
finding us something.
But
Oh,
it,
I'm
but it
getting a
was.
text message.
She was in a flare up because doctors had told her over and over and over that she did not have. There's nothing wrong with you, basically. And she kept going back
Like
and
misdiagnosed. Yeah.
and she finally reached out to Michael J. Fox
Wow.
and was like, I need help. I don't know what's happening. I'm dropping things all the time, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and something is wrong. And she was supposed to give her first interview, and she was having a flare up, and wanted to cancel it because it also affects your vocal cords. And she was. They said, no, what a great way to just get this out there and be strong and let people know what it looks like and what it sounds like.
Yeah,
and
it's
that
good
you
for other
can't
people.
Always postpone things.
Well, it's also it's got to have been a relief for her to be like,
Yeah.
"There's my answer."
Yeah.
That's
Now
exactly
we
what she said.
know.
Yeah.
Right.
And
To
I
just
thought
to, and
brilliant.
just to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tiny flashback.
Yeah.
Randy Thomas is the name of the lady who does the voice of God, the voice over the
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen, Emma Stone.
So good.
That's the woman who
Oh, I
does
love
the.
that
And
you
by the
found
way,
that.
thank you, Clayton. And by the way, I thought she was excellent at doing
She
her
is,
job.
and again, I've always
You
loved
love the
voice
voiceover.
actors, people, and because it's
Well,
like
I think you should be
well,
one.
well,
Well,
and
he kind of
I-
is.
I think you have a great voice.
we
for
do
that area.
here and there.
Yeah.
But what I always refer to and what I would love, I love the people, and part of it is just the studio that they're in. They have I call it a Disney voice. They just have a voice that is so pure and perfect that you just it lends itself to a character.
It's perfect.
Some of them, and others you have no idea who they are. Like they just have a certain voice that's wonderful. But then you get like a Nathan Lane. Of course, you know who that is, and they mic him up, and it's all good. Right.
Well, you loved that in a world.
Yeah.
In a world.
In a world.
Right.
Yeah.
And
oh
that
God, that's
documentary and the
a
whole
hell
thing,
of a
but-
job.
Have
If
you
all you
ever
have to do
seen
is
the one? It's a part of a documentary where they had the guy that does the voiceovers.
we talked about that years ago on
and
this.
how there really is a style. So he'll take whatever content and then they'll it's a rom-com, but he'll read it as when they do the slasher movie.
Oh.
And it'll sound, and you're like, oh my God, he's reading rom-com, but it's sound. And he'll do it the other way around too. It's hysterical.
Just the change of the pitch
Yep.
in your voice. And you're
Yes.
like, it's terrifying. What's happy? It's sad. Oh, it's good.
Exactly.
That's all you do.
And he makes so much money, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
all he does.
And you just go to a studio all
Yeah.
day and they give you a script and go,
Yep.
in a world
where
data breaches are every day. You know, shit like that. Like he comes up with
You should go get that job.
Yeah. I'm sure they're just gonna hire me off the street.
They might.
I have a studio in Phoenix. Hi.
So at Rami Malek, that was a good one. I was very happy with the exception of Glenn Close. Now I'm thinking maybe to get her and Spike the Oscar, we need to stick her in a car with a black person and drive around.
Have her be the driver.
Do all the whole thing.
Have her be in the
Have
trunk.
her and play a black person
Yeah,
and be in
with
the,
a
and be in
bunny
the
next
trunk
to her.
with a bunny.
Pet the bunny.
Maybe a bunny in a crock pot.
There you go. You don't know.
So poor Glenn. My thought is, I think her dream of Best Actress Oscar is actually over. So
Think
now
so?
I do, because at 72 she's not going to get a lot of roles like that because of sexism
Well,
in
what
Hollywood.
was
But
what was
I think she's going
Who
to
was the gentleman that won like at 90? What I can't. No, Plumber.
Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was this is where I'm going. That was for
Okay,
supporting
okay.
role.
Oh,
so I
that's
think her
right,
Best
it
Actress
was.
is over. She needs to just play the crazy drunk aunt in a shitty sitcom or not sitcom, rom-com. And they're going to nominate her for that. And then she's going to win an Oscar for a supporting role in a not so great film. But I think
Could be.
I think that's my prediction. I think that's what she's going to get a career Oscar, possibly that way. But I thought the show went really well. I liked it.
Julia Roberts was gorgeous.
Oh, she looks so good. And
that fucking color.
Jennifer Lopez, who has
Lopez
made,
was-
we have decided, has made a deal with the devil. Looks
real.
better, and she'll be 50, I think, next month.
Yep.
And she looks better than she did at 30.
Ever.
It is
Yeah.
the weird. She's like some kind of vampire or
She's
something. I don't know.
gorgeous.
I know.
it.
Just gorgeous.
And A-Rod, really
Yeah.
not so cute. He was sitting there and you could. I
Not so
always thought
cute.
he just isn't. Like I guess I always thought he was.
Amina, no, they don't. We've proven this year that the Oscars, do
I
not need a
agree.
host
I
and
agree.
never do again. I'd be fine with that. I think it
Yeah.
made the show shorter. It was great.
And I thought I agree with Clayton. We were talking about it a little bit ahead of time that the three having Amy Poehler, Maya Rudolph, and
So funny.
fucking funny,
Just so well done.
and Tina Fey. I don't know.
Did you guys see the little interesting story about Trevor Noah on CNN today?
No, what?
Oh my God!
white people won't know I'm
yes,
lying. Yeah, I saw
exactly. So he did in that native tongue that I don't know what it is from Africa.
Yeah.
Where you
It's
do
a
the,
South African native tongue.
where you do the clicking
Oh.
thing. That one. And
I
so
have no
he
idea. I
said
just make noises. I have no idea.
he said it.
Amina, what did he just say?
He-
I only asked. No, because Amina knows every fucking language
I know.
and taught me Swahili. Well, I mean, at least how to say.
So he
cunt.
said
I don't remember
the thing in the language, and then he translated live right on the air, and he said, "What this means is we go farther." It's like a fable, like when we go together, we go farther, and everyone was like, "Oh my God!" in the audience. But what he had actually said for those native speakers is, "White people don't know I'm lying right now."
Oh, I like
It's
that.
So funny.
Oh,
We were
that's-
sitting there. We had no idea. So he
Oh my
sold it
God.
as this, like, I'm telling you this really sweet, little missive,
Right.
and nope,
Not even kind of.
not even.
No. Also, Annette wants
Oh,
Al
yes.
to host the Oscars.
No, you
here-
do not.
It'd
No,
be a-
I've lived with
it'd be
that
a
for 35 years.
24-hour
Al
show.
hosts the Oscars every year
At
in
his
his
home.
living room.
It would be a 24-hour show. We'd have to pause everything. And whenever he had to read something that was on the prompter to say, like, this was the best performance, and he'd be like, was it?
Was it, though?
At which point,
I don't
you
think
know,
it was.
and people would come out. And, like,
But I'm
fucking
just as
knock
bad
his
as
ass
Al,
out.
too. I would pause that damn thing if he would let me
Right.
have the remote, and I would do just as much interrupting. So.
Oh, I love it. It's fantastic.
All right, that's all I got on entertainment.
Oh, there's
I was
that.
gonna so, did you think there was going to be
No,
more?
I
'Cause
wasn't
there's
sure
a-
what we were going, but
That, and I love Schitt's Creek still, and Al got to see them.
Everyone does.
I
Yeah,
know.
I'm looking forward to
Oh,
him
so
coming
I
back.
missed that. So did he talk about that
No,
when
we
he
haven't
did the show?
because we didn't do the show last week.
Oh,
We completely didn't do the show.
Okay, so you haven't even. Okay,
That'll be fun for next week.
So
I'd
we'll
like
get,
to hear about that.
So we'll get so would we. So we'll get to that possibly in 2 weeks when Al gets back. We'll see how that goes.
Two things is what she brings. Two things is what she's talking about. Two things, important little things. That is what she's spouting out.
You just need 2 things.
That means 2 things.
Let's get 2 things clear.
And then 2 things about yourself.
And I've come to share with you one of 2 things. No, 2 of 2 things. We're sharing 2 things right now.
There are only 2 things I can't stand in this world.
Quick, grab 2 things you love.
It can be 2 things.
Only 2 things in the world I'm scared of.
Rise of frazzled 2 things.
Remember 2 things.
I believe in 2 things.
Guys are only after 2 things.
What's better, doing 2 things at once or just one?
Never half-ass 2 things. Whole-ass 1 thing.
Here's the whole ass Cat Carlson right there, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't like how you talk about
Oh,
me.
I didn't mean that in a rude way. I didn't mean that
Okay.
in a
nice way.
So we are fairly accustomed to Kat Carlson not preparing for 2 things. However,
Oh, she's prepared.
However, I would like to propose a new way to end the show. I love because I always feel like we end up and then we turn all the mics and everything off and we go, oh my God, we didn't talk about the thing, or oh,
Right.
you know, and we don't always need like a segment for something or a story, but we have a lot of opinions that we like to share.
We do?
Yeah.
What?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I have never noticed that on the
Mostly
show.
Marty.
I don't have a fucking thing. I don't have an
Sure.
opinion.
Mostly Ryer.
Mostly Marnie.
All right.
So I have,
I have no opinion on
shamelessly stolen a segment.
Oh, plagiarism at its finest.
Plagiarism.
I like it.
I feel like I was inspired by it.
Oh, that sounds better in court.
Inspirational. That's a lot
Your
better
Honor, I
in
was
court.
inspired by.
That's how Barbara Seville gets away with shit. That's how I'm getting away with shit. Inspired by.
All right.
Inspired by the fine folks over at a little podcast called Love It or Leave It.
Oh.
That Al and I listen to kind of on the regular. And they call it the Rant Wheel. I'm sure we will have 17 different names for it, but I prepared a wheel for us. Clayton, would you like to show the people the wheel?
Okay, here's the wheel. Now, what? This is one of the topics
All right,
that the
so
wheel
the
contains.
topics that the wheel contains are people talking to you at home, millennial coworkers, our national emergency, did you see that thing, Florida Man, shipping, and Jussie Smollett.
All right.
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to spin the wheel.
All right, so we're going to spin the
so
wheel.
Clayton would click
Here
on
we
the
go,
thing
spin
and
the
spin the
wheel.
wheel,
Oh,
and we'll
this
see
is
what it lands on, and that's
exciting.
what we'll talk about, and that'll be my segment. Ta-da!
And did you see that thing?
Oh,
Well,
this is perfect.
All right.
This one's an all-skate. If anybody has seen anything
Mhm.
this week, have you seen? Did you
I
see
have
that
one.
thing about? See, I knew somebody would.
I have this. This is the only one I was going to have something ready
Perfect. Bring it on, Doug.
What is it?
So, it's serious and gross. But did you see that thing that huge? The big 3 of the biggest news stories of the week were R. Kelly getting charged for fucking 14-year-old girls, the Catholic Church getting charged for
Yes.
fucking boys,
Right.
right? And the owner of the New England Patriots.
Being arrested.
Being
for,
arrested
in a
for
prostitution sting.
with human trafficking, and so I really have to say, like, just men are pigs. Like every one of that story, and that's on the spectrum of like awful things you can do. That's at that severe end of that.
news for you?
They're on tutty.com.
No, well, I'm just saying that when you
Excuse me.
when you really look at those all breaking in the same week,
Yeah,
I just
it's
thought
been a
that was
busy week. All at the
really
same time.
disturbing
Yeah.
and just gross. And sorry, now we're in the serious, I guess, part of the show, but like that was just fucking disgusting. And I just thought it was alarming. I'm just so sick of all of that behavior, and just all of that is just gross. And
Well,
we have to
the thing is,
move
Douglas
on
Murray,
from that. Yes.
that behavior
it's Douglas
has been
Lynn.
commonplace for centuries.
Oh, I know that. Mm-hmm.
Like not just
Yes.
decades, not just generations,
Yeah.
centuries. So
I
it's
know.
just now, just recently, that we're
cresting.
really, really starting to reject that behavior
Yes.
in a really mainstream, out loud way. So I'm actually excited that that's the thing that you saw.
Oh, I am too. I mean, I'm glad that that is happening. I'm just sad that that's where we still are.
You sad panda.
I am.
I'm sad panda.
Is there something?
Well, the cool thing about the wheel is we could bring it back and
Yes,
spin it again.
spin
if you
it
want.
again.
I
We
didn't
could
know
go
exactly
for-
how this worked. Do
we
we all have to do it? Did you
we
see
can
something? Or
do- if you have one,
I don't.
sure,
But I
go
don't.
bananas.
I didn't see anything.
No,
That I-
so
that I
then-
recall.
So we could spin
So
it
the way
again.
that this should work is if we're done with that particular topic, then we spin
Marnie,
it
did
again
you
and
see
go on to the
anything?
next.
I have no opinion.
See?
Okay.
She has all the opinions.
All right, so we're gonna
all
go,
of the opinions.
so
And
we're
you
gonna
looked like you were attacking me with your phone, like you were pointing at me.
Oh,
like
she
a
was
remote. I
scanning
was
a
like,
document.
Scanning
All right,
something.
so here's the wheel.
Figured it out.
So we're
There
gonna
it is.
spin the wheel again.
Spin the wheel again.
And
what do we get? On the sound too. You like it? So good.
Ooh.
Oh, people talking to you at
I don't
home.
even know what this means, but go ahead.
I have a problem.
Yes. Yes, we do.
That's
We've
been
We've
established.
been meaning to talk to you about this.
And
We
I
all
don't
love
know.
Fair point.
I
Well
don't
made.
know how everyone feels about it, but
Right.
when I'm at home, I don't necessarily always need to talk to the other people that are in my home. But the people that I live with, like, feel the need to talk to me, but not of any sort of like substance. Here's the thing that drives me bananas, and it makes me sound like a real asshole about it.
you. Okay.
Literally every time I walk into a room where there's someone in my household, like there, like, hi. That's what they say to me. Just hi.
Hi.
Okay.
We needed to do that. And then they go, how are you? I just did this 3 minutes ago. Honest to God. Like, I
Yeah.
just left the room and came back into the room, and it's the same thing. Like, we don't.
It's from
we
the
don't-
same person?
Same person.
No, that's not. You can't do that.
We
No.
don't.
I agree.
I don't believe that we need to verbally interact at every meeting when we live together.
Right.
It's funny
At
you
home.
said that
Can
at
you-
Like
home,
one of these, like.
but I find that happens
I'm
at
super
work
okay
too.
just kind of like nodding and knowing that you're
You're there.
there. That's super
Right.
fun. If you have something to tell me, great.
No, I
want
agree with
I
this.
100% want to hear it. But if it's honest to God, repeatedly, I can't tell you. I'm gonna count one of these days. I'm gonna carry around a clicker and count how many times these people say to me,
These people.
Hi.
These are your family members.
I know.
These
No, I
people.
like. I
These fucking
relate to
people.
this. So you're saying in the family, but don't you
I
notice
blew
this
you
at
a
work
kiss,
too?
Aunt.
I will walk down a hall at work and be like, hi, and then like, or we had a meet, or I talked to someone for a few moments,
Yeah.
like, and literally 2 minutes later, I'm going down, and they're like, hi. I'm like, I just
we
fucking
just
talked to you.
did this.
I'm relating to this one.
Oh, I get no. And I
Be a
lived
name
and
conversation, and I'm, at work I'm really used to it because like it's just step and repeat. Hey, how
Yeah.
are you today? What can I get
right,
for you?
and that's
Yeah.
also your job, and
Right.
you just do it
Step
naturally.
Step
Right.
and repeat.
No, that's
And-
exactly what it's.
and
It's
very
what
much,
it's
yeah.
called. Step and repeat.
Take one step, next person, next
Yeah.
caller, like
Yeah.
just on and on and on.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
just feel like if you live with people,
you should not.
you
have
should
to
be
do
able
that.
to like
Don't
observe
you get a
nonverbal
pass?
communication
Right,
too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious to see, because speaking of that, I've thought about it. I've lived alone again for quite some time
my
since
gosh.
Carlton moved out. Michelangelo was here for a while, so now that the new tenant has got on board as of
Yeah.
today, I'm wondering how that's going to work again, because I'm so used to, I talk to the cats and they don't talk back, and that works out great.
It's
Right.
a good. It's a good
So
arrangement.
we'll see how this is all going to work out. I coming and going and being like, hey, how are you? Just like, hey, what's up? Boom, boom. And that's enough. Just to
Right.
acknowledge that I'm here. I
Yeah.
acknowledge you're here, so you don't scare the fuck out of me because I don't know you're here.
Yeah.
And then let's move on. Tell me when you're leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Exactly.
if, hey, I'm going to go to dinner with friends. Do you want to go? That's also fine.
See, but that's a conversation of substance.
Right,
that
but,
has a point.
but I
to
don't
it.
need every time we walk through a room or something. If I'm working on something, just because you walk by 7 times, hey, 7
No.
times, not
Hey,
needed.
No.
how's your day?
No, don't need
Good.
that. Don't need that.
Hey, how's your day?
Sorry.
Still good.
Still-
Hey, how's your day?
Nothing changed over the last 90
Literally
seconds.
still good. Hey, how's your? Do you have something to talk about? Do you want to tell me something?
Tell me something good.
Tell me something good. Wow, wow.
All right.
Oh, that's a good
That
song.
was fun, though. I enjoyed
That
that.
was
I
a lot of
love
fun.
that song.
So my human Google alert just moved out 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh. How's
So-
that going?
Oh, yeah, your mom.
Oh, sure, because you
Wire.
had that problem.
I had
like,
that
a
all
lot.
the time.
A
Yeah.
lot, yeah. But
Human
again,
Google
like
alert.
things, those are things that are happening. It's not.
No,
It's
no.
honest to
But
God,
if
like,
you just hear it, it's like a fucking echo. Is really what it is.
right.
I mean, right? Because it really is like I just heard that here,
Right.
and then now I'm hearing the thing here.
But I feel like I'm more tolerant of interruptions. The other problem is that I'm trying to work from home right now, and I'm realizing that that's a bad idea
You're getting
don't
annoyed.
because they don't understand that it's work.
And that's exactly it. That's exactly
like my brain is in work zone. I'm trying to get this shit done. I'm trying to pay attention to it. You all are home, like.
But that's my favorite
Playing
thing that my
fucking
mom just
PlayStation or
said when
whatever.
she moved to the next door. You know,
No.
just 50 feet away or so.
Right.
It's a lovely
Nice buffer,
50
sure.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's your favorite 50 feet.
It's my favorite 50 feet. But when but it's funny because she went to move
Of
over
all
there
the
and
50
she had
feet in
said
the
to me
world.
like, you know, if you need help with something, just let me know. And you know, I wish there was something I could help with as far as work and this and that. And she said, she fucking kills me, that woman. She turns around and she says, but whatever you do, you're gonna have to call before you come over because I'd be working from home. And so I need to know because, you know, I am working. It's my
Right.
workspace. And so you can't just like walk in and talk to me. And I looked at her and she goes, and walks away. What did you just say? You know, oh my God.
That's fantastic.
It was awesome. She giggled her little ass off. I thought, I'm going to kick your ass. It was awesome.
What
That's
the
pretty
fuck does
funny.
that even mean?
I don't know.
Shaved?
And that is all
What?
about. Is Clayton what you call a bear?
Clayton's a shaved bear.
Well, you can't tell right now, but I haven't shaved in like 3 days because I just get lazy.
They were very sweet, and Annette
happens.
and Jenny were talking about like compliments, and I looked up and I blew a kiss at Annette, and I said,
Aw.
"Annette, you're so sweet," and Jenny, and then all of a sudden it was like she doesn't even see him giving her a compliment, and I'm like, I did too. So I've blown a ton of kisses.
Marty sees everything.
I see it
A
all.
lot of things
I
happen.
see
blew
it all.
There's a
I
lot.
was blowing a lot of
There
kisses.
is
I
a
was
lot
doing everything, and I
happening.
really, really appreciate it.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
going to compliment people till they notice.
Well, that's very nice.
It is very
That's
sweet.
thoughtful.
So thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Both.
Do we do one? You want to do one more spin?
Sure. Let's do one more.
Let's do one more spin.
I like this cat.
That's fun. Yeah, fun game.
So, what do you do? I need
And
to
so
do-
going forward, if somebody has something they want to add to that, a little
To
rant
the
that they want to get on
Because we can,
Slices.
right, so we can update
Driving
that.
a
So
minute
let's
with-
go
yeah,
back,
it's going to be
slices
different.
of the
go
pie.
back to this,
Different-
and we're
different
gonna
pie, yeah.
we'll
People
send- Here we
talking
go.
I don't like it. I don't. Stop fucking talking to me.
Okay, that's good.
Our final segment tonight will be Florida.
I am
Where's that
actually
article?
happy to talk about that.
All right.
Florida man. What was he
I was
arrested
totally
for?
listening
Cookie?
to that.
Well, I sent you
Doug,
one
when
about-
No, you
came up
sent
with
me
that,
one.
that was
But there
so funny.
also was another one where a
There's
guy
also
in
Florida woman,
Florida,
evidently.
Remember we did the story a few weeks ago, and Al thought that it was the same story.
Oh my
there was a
gosh.
guy in Florida that licked a doorbell too.
Yes.
Right. So
They're
there was the
licking
guy
doorbells in Florida.
They're licking doorbells everywhere. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but
Good
I guess
Lord.
I'm thinking.
Can I lick this doorbell?
I think you can. I don't give a shit. But first of all, I need,
I'm gonna
I need to verify
No,
if
I'm
it's
gonna
the
lick his
same
doorbell.
brand of doorbell. That's one. Number two, I'm thinking.
Is there one doorbell that's more delicious than the others?
No,
is
no.
what you're saying?
I'm totally thinking. Is this a PR bullshit from like Ring Doorbell?
You know, I won like a total
Is
down
this
low marketing campaign.
Right,
Yeah.
totally.
Like
all-
that International House of Burgers bullshit that I was very
Well,
angry
kind
about.
of, but I'm like thinking, they're Ring is trending. Ring is everywhere. It's like
Yeah,
they're doing
right.
that so that they get market share.
You know, that's a very interesting
So
theory.
you think they hired a crackhead to go lick some doorbells?
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the fuck. And I don't know that it's a Ring doorbell.
Brilliant.
It just was a thought.
It really is brilliant.
I wonder if they're still
Brilliant.
hiring.
That's super
I'll
smart.
lick
This
your
went
doorbell.
a whole different way
I
than
wonder
I
if they're
thought
still
it was.
hiring. Wow. Wow. I like
I'm
that's
gonna
where you
lick
went, Ryan.
Clayton's doorbell.
That's perfect.
Well, my doorbell is not a big brand name, so we'll see. But no, I wondered about that. So anyway, go ahead. You're-
So
taste
that
different?
worked
I
out
don't really
perfectly. The wheel
understand.
is working perfectly.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Just
I like it.
spontaneous, organic hilarity.
Yeah.
Hilarity
Hilarity
ensues.
Hilarity
ensues.
has ensued.
Yes, it
Yeah,
sure has.
that particular wedge of the wheel was inspired by the article that Clayton did send me, and it says a Florida man was arrested for domestic battery after he reportedly threw a cookie at his girlfriend.
Oh, for God's sake.
My reply was, "Why waste the cookies?"
That's a good point.
Exactly.
That's a
seems
really
legit.
good point.
Well, Wade Smith, 41, of Zephyr Hills, was taken into custody on Sunday after
Zephyr Hills.
Zephyr Hills.
Zephyr Hills.
After
Goddamn.
deputies with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office were called to the home he shares with his girlfriend. Smith's girlfriend reportedly told investigators he threw a hard piece of cookie and hit her in the forehead.
Well, you're one hard piece of cookie.
Is that a euphemism? Is that a thing that kids are saying now?
Or
could be.
is it your cookies hard?
Well,
I'm not sure.
you sure got a stale
You
cookie.
should have that looked at if you're
Got st-
Listen, if your cookie is hard, girls, go have it looked at.
Yeah, get your cookie checked.
All girls should get their cookies checked.
That's right.
And that's our show. Get your cookies checked.
You should get a cookie smear because you gotta make sure you're.
Get your cookie smeared.
I mean, it's right on. Timely as ever. Men are trash. I mean,
Get
it's just on
your
it.
cookie smeared.
Well, how big of the delay you're on? Get your cookies.
Get your cookie smeared.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
Get your
That's
adverbs
fantastic.
here.
Did you see Jenny? Oh, that's fantastic. For
What?
bringing Florida Man.
I want to acknowledge.
remember we needed that. That was
Thank
fantastic.
you. So when
Yep.
I
I'm
subbed
taking
for,
all credit for it.
No, you're
way.
not.
I am
Because when I
taking 100%
subbed,
of
no,
all the
you're not.
credit.
Because when I subbed for Kat and sat in that chair, I brought it up, and then I thought, I wonder if Kat's listening to this show. We were talking about it, and someone said, "Oh, well, the Florida Man thing." And I said, "I'm the one that brought Florida Man to this experience," and then Kat stole it because she went
And
into
made it
Google
hilarious.
heaven and was like all over it.
Inspired
but
by.
not-
Inspired by.
Yeah,
Inspired
see,
by.
you're doing a Barbara
Inspired
Seville on
by.
me.
Of course I am.
Inspired by
Yeah.
Doug Wilkie.
I'm getting all the credit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just like
Actually,
Barbara does.
who I got
Right,
it
just like
from my
Barbara does.
ASU students. So we really owe
Yeah,
all
right?
of this
We're all
to the
inspired.
student body of Arizona State
We're all
University.
inspired. It's inspiring.
It is. Well, it's very
Oh.
inspiring.
Very
Annette, you should get out more.
Aw.
There's that.
It's fantastic.
Thank you, Jenny.
Fantastic.
Well, in spite of popular demand, we've
Thank you
managed
for
to
the
put together
compliments.
another show for another week.
And thank you, Anand.
And I guess we're all going to be back here next week doing this because Al's still gone.
Yep.
So I guess you're coming back.
I'm on spring
If you-
break, bitch.
Girl.
Oh, what's next week? What date?
I don't know the date.
Doug's gone
date?
wild.
We work on. We don't.
I'm going to be topless.
No,
Yes,
wow.
I will be here. I will be here that
Nope,
day.
suddenly I'm sick.
We're gonna figure that one out. I'll tell you right now.
That's right. See, Kat stole it during my Larry Poppins show when I
Earning
wasn't here. But I'm
points.
Larry Poppins.
Losing
Well, Marty won't
points
get
at
it.
Well,
Kat.
as we wrap up tonight's
Oh
show,
my God,
let's leave
Larry
you with
Poppins.
this parting thought. We will see you next Tuesday.
Have a good week.
That one.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.